92.9 CU Knoxville. Fan Run Radio.
Good morning, T-Dots out here trying to sort out a couple of wrecks we had earlier. It remains heavy on the interstate on 40 East and West now over the top of West Hills. Still building with a steady flow of traffic down from the north on 75 coming southbound around that Carabel exit. All that traffic trying to get out of Campbell County into Anderson County this time of the morning. Turn your gold and silver coins into cash today at Fountain City Jewelers, located in the heart of Fountain City right next to Litton's. I'm Commander Chuck with your on-time traffic.
Back on the airwaves, coming at you live from the White Claw Hard Seltzer Studios. John Reed, Cody McClure, Sam Beard, Bad News, Bubba, everyone is here. They are ready to go on this Monday, September 15th. A non-victory edition of Talk Sports. A non-exciting game day to look forward to on Saturday edition of Talk Sports, but we still got a lot to talk about, a lot to dissect. Cody McClure, what's up, dog?
They stepped on our face with a hobnail boot and broke our nose. It was tough. I'm not doing well at all. But I'm here. I won't say it's good to be here because it's really not, but it's good to be anywhere, I guess. My legs hurt. I'm sore, but here we are. It's Monday. Tough game. Difficult weekend. How are you today?
Sun doesn't shine as bright after a big loss.
No, never does.
Always amazes me how 2 days later you're still in shambles, though. You sound awful. You look awful.
Yeah, I mean, it is what it is.
I'm gonna have to start coming over and giving you an ice bath or something on.
I could use an
Sundays.
ice bath. My back hurts. My legs hurt. I'm just not in good shape.
And then come over and rub on you.
I'm not in good.
Ice you up.
I'm out of shape, and then when I do a game day, it's just it's the constant. It's so many hills. It's the constant walking, the constant not sitting down. I mean, because from the time of the tailgate on, you're pretty much standing. So like you don't really sit down all that often. And then, of course, we hit the bars after because I'm a big win or lose or we booze kind of guy. And so it just makes for a long day. Yesterday was recovery day. I slept plenty. Been doing a lot of good sleeping, but my damn legs hurt. And my voice is just, a little hoarse from all the yelling because I was in there doing my part. I was screaming at Gunnar Stockton. Didn't seem to help.
Boy, Tim Banks doing all the one-on-one bump and run coverage. gave him some easy opportunities down the field, or at least some one-on-one opportunities down the field. And all week long, hung my hat on the idea that he wasn't going to be able to beat you. And I didn't think he was great until that fourth down, that fourth down game-tying touchdown. That was about as of a perfect of a pass as you could make, and about as perfect as a catch as you could make. I thought it was a 9 out of 10 difficulty on the throw and a 10 out of 10 difficulty on the catch, and they made the plays, and that hurts. But even then, you're still in prime position to go get the win. That one, and we're going to talk about it, of course, throughout the day, probably tomorrow too. Hopefully not much more after that. But that loss added to the list, maybe near the top of most heartbreaking losses for Tennessee football fans.
I felt worse walking out of the stadium yesterday than I have in a long time. Or Saturday, not yesterday. But
so say, damn, how long did you stay?
I felt worse walking out than I felt in a long time. It was a heartbreaker.
I got to be honest. The walkout didn't kill me as much as the 2 hours of sitting in traffic before I got to move it all.
Yeah, well, there's
the 2 hours of traffic.
There's that
of just the disaster there, and I don't know if there was a wreck or something because like a legit did not move.
That's why you walk over to
like 20 minutes.
That's why you walk over to the hotel bar there at Saloon 16. Not the actual bar, the hotel bar. That was the place to be.
Yeah, I can't imagine going and risking running into happy Georgia fans at a bar. I couldn't.
There weren't any in there.
Couldn't bring myself to do that, or the somber mood of people in there, either pretending like it didn't happen or just in there being quiet and sad. I'd rather just have sat in my car and just not done anything, just stared. Yell at some truck for not letting me over. Big jerk. If that guy in the orange truck is looking, big jerk. I hope you have a terrible week. You're a jerk. Your wife's even worse, or girlfriend, or whatever that monster in the front seat was. She's even worse. Sam, what's up, man? How was the wedding? How are you?
It was a good wedding. Long weekend. I'm tired. Long day of travel yesterday for me. Yeah, it's just that was a tough one. The game went final pretty much as they were about to walk into the reception afterwards. So I watched the touchdown, they reviewed it or whatever, and they called it final. And I just angrily got up off my seat and went to go get a drink. And then I saw my buddy at the end of the line, and I was like, I'm not going to tell him we lost yet. I'm not going to ruin the big moment for him. So you can only do so much.
That's a tough one to be at the wedding. That's bad timing there.
Yeah. I mean, there were a lot of people watching the game. As we got into the church, I sat next to this older fella, and he had his phone out with an AirPod in his ear, and he was like, yeah, my wife told me I got to take the AirPod out, but I'll be watching the game all the way through. So I caught probably 95% of the game, pretty much only missed their first drive out of the half. That's about it. But
it justifies the decision of going to the wedding. When you lose a game like that, to me, all the stuff about it being an instant classic and what a great game and all that
only means it if you win.
I don't care. Yeah, none of that means anything. Yeah, it only matters if you win.
It's kind of like that Oklahoma game.
Yeah,
that was such a thriller going into overtime and everything, and it's you're not on the right end of it, so it doesn't really matter.
Yeah, great game, but who cares? Yeah, you got to win the damn thing.
I look back on Oklahoma as a fond memory. I mean, losing it sucked, but I was happy to be there. I don't know if that'll happen for this one. At least Oklahoma, that was your first real big game in 7 or 8 years. First one that actually meant something. Now, you lost it in excruciating fashion, but that one was still pretty cool. We've had big games, so Saturday wasn't anything special in that regard, but as far as brutal losses go, you earned some stripes there. Bubba, what's the bad news this morning, my friend? How are you?
It was bad news just to be a Tennessee fan. To be in the state of Tennessee.
Congrats to your Colts, at least. At least you got some excitement on.
I knew some about Danny Dimes.
Yeah.
And he proves me right week 2. Now, John, there's a lot of chatter about this. I want to hear an outsider take. How do you feel about Carly Ursay-Gordon out here on the sidelines, mapping out the plays, drawing it down,
Wait, what? Jim Irsay's daughter's mapping out plays?
Not mapping out, but she's taking notes, writing down everything, looking at play calls and drives and stuff like that.
Well, I mean, she's looking at play calls. That's a little weird. But, like,
they say she's micromanaging this to the extremes, but honestly.
2-0.
Exactly.
She might also be trying to learn.
I mean, she's been doing this for years, but.
Well, she hasn't been, like, the lead owner for years.
Well, no, not that, but, like, on the sideline with, like, a headset on and, like,
she wears headsets on the sideline?
Yeah.
She's been doing that for years?
Yeah.
Have you never seen this?
No, I haven't.
I think, hasn't she done, like, she's tried to do, like, kind of a different job in, like, a bunch of different departments of the Colts. I think she's done, like, equipment manager for a little bit.
Well, you know what? I kind of appreciate her trying to really get in there and learn. Not secret boss style. She's just out there trying to learn. And, I think she probably has to try to play some catch up in a man's world, trying to earn some respect. But shout out to her. I thought you were going to ask me what I thought about the decision to settle for a 60-yard game-winning field goal was. I thought that was pretty damn dumb. But thanks to a personal foul penalty, it turned into a 45-yard field goal for the Colts. But I thought that was really dumb and gave me a little PTSD from the hype man settling for a field goal that was apparently on the outside of our range, at least in terms of comfortability. But good for you, Bub. I'm glad your guy got to make a kick.
I think it was kind of fluky, for being honest. Like, I think that penalty is a little BS, in my opinion, about using the center for leverage is bad. But
I don't even know what the point is. I mean, if you're on the damn kick block team, just don't do anything.
Sprinters on the outside, hope that they can just dive and have really long fingers.
Jump as high as you can, but it's like 60 yards. Either he's going to make it or he's going to miss it. You're not going to block it. Instead, you get a damn personal foul and cost your team the game and cost. That's the only thing as a Titans fan I was clinging a little hope to is, Jaguars blew it. Texans are 0-1. Maybe the Colts will blow this game to the Broncos. Nope. Colts are now 2-0. So not a good NFL Sunday for me, which, again, not a great college football Saturday for me as the boys let them off the hook. You can't beat Georgia. You're probably not going to get the chance to beat them next year. Next game will probably be in Athens, so you'll probably lose that. So, I mean, like, you looked like you belonged on the field with them, though. So, I mean, at least you could say that's a bonus. But
Kirby Smart said that Tennessee deserved to win the game.
And he also gave us a little tongue action on the way out. Like, I mean, he
pause.
He did. I mean, that was his sticking his tongue out at the crowd on the way out.
He said we should have won the game.
We should have. Well. Kirby's right. We should have won it a couple different times. Kirby.
I got to be part of a mob. I was with a group of people who pushed over a fence.
Nice. To get out of the stadium? Or
yeah. Danny White, I don't know if you saw yesterday, he had to.
Yeah, did you guys struggle with that?
To get out of the stadium or into the stadium?
Out of there.
Oh, getting out of there, I didn't really have a problem.
I saw a couple of videos of getting in, and it looked like
getting in.
It was a disaster.
Getting in was terrible, but getting out was also terrible. Coming out of G10, if you're coming off the ramp.
Oh, okay. Well, if you're coming off G10, okay, maybe, yeah.
So
see, I came out right in front of, like, Neyland's statue, like, right there in front, and I will say, like, I didn't really get on my phone much of the day at all Saturday, but I did pull out my phone as they went to review, and my friends were like, touchdown, so I said, darling, we got to go now. Like, it's touchdown, go. So we got to the steps as they announced it. So I had a pretty good shot out and didn't get caught in any foot traffic on the way out. Car traffic, different story. But
the people in front of me pushed over a chain link fence and just bent it down and basically just broke it, just crawled over it. So I got to get out that way. That was fun.
No, getting in was an absolute disaster. I don't know exactly what the changes have been over on G10 or with the whatever, like, paid nice premium tailgate spot they have or whatever they're trying to do over there. But it was a disaster. It was just a mob of people with no rhyme or reason or no lines. And you get people in there, they start just walking. I'm not really claustrophobic too bad, but I can't imagine there's plenty of people that don't like being in crowds like that. And, like, I know you'd be like, well, don't go to the game. But even that was a little extreme for the crowds. And after like 10 minutes, we had to bail on one gate and go to a different one. And the other one was it was long and cluttered, but at least it had some type of plan and a line. So that was just a waiting game. And like 15, 20 minutes of waiting, eventually got in, Missed the flyover, which, it sucks, but whatever. It's fine. Got to see him run out through the tee, so I had no real complaints. But there were still a lot of people behind me. Some people claim they didn't get to their seats, 20, 30 minutes after the game had started. That would suck.
Yeah, we just had to cut the line. I mean, we made the run through the tee, but we were moving.
ABC does an elite job with like the pregame running through the tee stuff, getting like the vibe of that stadium. You can feel it through the TV.
Well,
they had some drone shot or something like that, or the sky cam where it was coming through the tee and it looked awesome.
Yeah, I might go back and watch it, or I might never watch it again. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see, Sam. I don't know if I want to go watch the presentation. I don't know how the vibe came across on TV. I mean, I feel like it was a good crowd. At times, Georgia sucked your soul. Pause. Just, with long drives. It kind of took you out of the crowd. The offense kind of went stagnant. So, it definitely felt weird in there for the second and third quarter. But the first and fourth, I thought it was a big-time performance from the team and the crowd for the most part.
That first quarter was awesome.
Yep.
That was a lot of fun.
Yep, the cliches we talked about, some of them did not come true at all. Let's get out to our first break. We'll come back. We'll start diving into it. Let us know how you feel in the comments, you freaks. Holler at us. Load us up. Talk to us. We'll talk some Vols. We'll get through this together. A little therapy session coming up next. It's Talk Sports on Fan Run Radio.
Big Orange Country's home for sports. This is Fan Run Radio.
Yee-haw! I've been hooting and hollering ever since I started betting with the VIP Play app. VIP Play has more than 200 leagues, every bet type you can imagine, live betting and live hosts, all with 24/7 support from real live people when you need them. Start betting better with the VIP Play app today.
Don't be a better, be a better with VIP Play today.
Download VIP Play today or head to VIPPlayApp.com. Make sure you use the promo code FANRUN to take advantage of their welcome bonus and so they know that we sent you. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-88-99789. Must be 21 or older and located in Tennessee to bet. Ready to launch your career? Axel Logistics is a leading third-party logistics company where excellence is an energy. With an award-winning culture, Axel proves that positive outcomes come from a positive environment and a work hard, play hard mentality. At Axel, the drive for success is infectious. And with an uncapped commission structure, hard work isn't just noticed, it's rewarded. For those with big goals and even bigger dreams, Axel Logistics is the place to start your career. Today, we raise a glass of Jameson Irish whiskey to the sport of football. Hear, hear!
To Gaelic football, born in Ireland in 1885 in its thrilling blend of soccer, rugby and basketball. On a massive field, 15 players kick or hand pass a round ball that scored points over a bar or into a net. No pads, no helmet, no sense.
Hear, hear!
To college football, which kicked off in 1869 when Rutgers beat Princeton 6-4 in the Battle of New Jersey. With 11 players and helmets and pads, teams battle on a 100-yard gridiron with explosive pass plays and hard-hitting tackles. Unless you're called for targeting.
Hear, hear! Since 1780, Jameson Irish whiskey has been enjoyed by sports fans all around the globe. Whether your football is Gaelic, American, or even soccer, we can all agree on super smooth Jameson Irish whiskey. Hear, hear!
For over 3 years, Crumble Cookies has served the Knoxville area. From Clinton Highway to Parkside Drive, even our friends out in Maryville have reached you, our fans, with the best cookies in the game. This fall, Crumble is gearing up for yet another fantastic season. Whether you're tailgating or looking for a pick-me-up after getting the kids from school, Crumble has you covered. Download the Crumble app to check out this week's rewards and features. And stop on by. Tell them Fan Run sent you, but don't miss the cookies.
Good morning. Still working with this wreck here in downtown Knoxville. One car flipped earlier, 40 westbound, just past Hall of Fame, has been struggling because of this accident that they're trying to clear. 40 westbound, again, near Hall of Fame before you get to 275. It's picked up with more traffic out here in West Knoxville, 40 east and west over the top of West Hills. Hey, turn your gold and silver coins into cash today at Fountain City Jewelers, right next to Litton's. I'm Commander Chuck with your on-time traffic.
All right, Cody, where do you want to start? Egg on my face from Gunnar Stockton. He came in. He made some plays. He made the big plays to win, or at least to give his team a chance to win. Do you want to talk about Josh Heupel and his conservative nature? Do you want to talk about the missed kick? Do you want to talk about where we go from here?
We can start with all of it. I mean, Gunnar Stockton, you know, I didn't think it was going to be a quarterback's game at all, and boy, was it. I was very surprised by the score. 44-41 is a shootout in most people's books.
Yeah, I would say that pretty much everyone listening, I know everyone sitting here in these two rooms would have said, hey, lock us in with 41 points.
You betcha.
That's a win for Tennessee if you could score 41 points.
I couldn't help but think on that last the touchdown pass on fourth and 6, man. 4th and 6. And that's why it hurts so damn bad, is because you had so many opportunities, so many points in the game where you feel like you should have won the damn thing. Like, that's what makes it hurt. It's not necessarily that you lost, but it's how you lost. So the 4th and 6, I said, how do you give up that touchdown pass, man? How do you give that up? And I couldn't help but think, if you had Jermod McCoy out there, you know, or you had Ricky Gibson, but you were in that position. I mean, it's where you were, and it sucks because I don't think either of those guys would have given that play up. But give credit to Stockton. I mean, he put it on the money. You know,
like I said, it was a 9 out of 10 throw, a 10 out of 10 catch. Like, it sucks. It is something that I think if you tell me that, like, hey, you got a 4th and 6 with Stockton throwing the ball 30 yards down the field to win the game, essentially, I think we take that. Like, everything that you would have wanted. Cliche you always talk about, and I'm sure we hit it here. And I think I said, actually, I don't even know how I feel about it because of the halftime adjustments. But I think we always say, hey, start fast. Start fast. Bring the crowd into it. Hey,
couldn't have started any better.
Could not have started any better. Like, Joey Aguilar was 14 of 14.
Literally could not have been better.
You're up 21-7 with a chance to put a stranglehold on. You can't get a stop. They keep responding. The crowd comes alive. And then you find yourself like, okay, like, hey, how do we overcome second half adjustments? And in the third quarter, they came in and they kind of kicked your ass to start that quarter. But, hey, you responded.
Well, Joey was it 2 drives back-to-back he threw a pick? I tried to go through and watch a little bit last night, but I was mainly just watching the highlight plays.
2 drives back-to-back, I don't feel – I guess it could – I mean, it would be our last drive of the first half.
I know that Joey had 2 picks. The offense just kind of petered out there for a bit. We had to punt.
We had to punt in between.
Okay, I was going to say it was a last one of the first half. And that one, I honestly, I didn't have a problem with either one of his picks.
No, I didn't either. The one was worse than the other one. But
third and 4, I don't know if I necessarily want like the big – you can't really call it an arm punt because it only got you down to the other 30. That was just a jump ball kind of in a double coverage. Didn't love that one, but it wasn't like a one that killed you. It was, you threw it from your 31 and ended up at their 30. So, I mean, it is kind of a punt. Not a great punt, but that one is kind of a punt. Then, yeah, I mean, like they come out and go on like one of those really annoying NFL type of drives. You don't really see very many of those in college.
Typical Georgia.
The 14 play, 75 yards, basically 8-minute drive to score a touchdown. Then you respond by coming out and very first play, you get a holding penalty. So then, you're facing 1st and 20, and of course you don't pick up that first down. So you have to punt within a minute, and you're like, oh boy, here we go. They're up 3, they're getting the ball back. If you believe in momentum, it has changed address. Uncle Mo is no longer in Big Orange. But then Tennessee came out and forced a 3 and out of their own. And you're like, okay, it's all right. Here we go. And then Joey throws that second interception on a pass that I don't blame him for. Wide receiver kind of fell down on a slant route. He threw it to where the guy was supposed to be. The guy wasn't there. Interception. And, at that point, your offense had kind of gone stagnant, right? You had been shut out in the second quarter. There was basically only 4 minutes left, I believe, in the third quarter. So, you had gone at least, what would that be? 26 minutes of game time with no points?
Yeah, the offense, it did go stagnant. But I don't blame this loss on the offense. I think the offense did plenty to win the game.
Oh, yeah, of course.
The defense,
38 points in regulation and got you into field goal range with, kicking with no time left, or what, basically should have been no time left. That's another head scratcher from Heupel, but
it was stagnant in the middle, but in the first and the fourth, it did its job. You had the big plays you wanted to your receivers. You had a lot of big, great, loud stadium moments, with the deep balls. Joey was awesome. Had a great performance as a quarterback. I don't even you could have done something in the second and third quarter, but I don't. It's not the offense. It's just your defense could never get a stop when it mattered. Like, you just couldn't put them away. They just kept coming back.
I can't even say that. I can't even say that. The defense got the stop. I thought, look, I'm not going to come on here and absolutely bash Josh Heupel or his coaching staff. You went toe-to-toe with the premier program in the SEC. You should have won. So, there's a lot of stuff I thought that you did really, really good to give yourself a chance to win. Like your first 3 drives of the game, touchdown, touchdown, touchdown. We talked about after that, you went 5 straight possessions empty, but then you ended the game with touchdown, touchdown, field goal. Should have been another field goal. So, you should have ended the game with 4 straight scoring drives, but there's a couple things that stood out to me. My vibes got off a little bit after the touchdown to go up 4, where we didn't go for 2. I feel like that's a position you go for 2 there.
The touchdown to go up 4. What are you talking about?
At the start of the fourth quarter. I think it was
when we went up 35-30?
Yeah, the Braylon Staley touchdown. You should have gone for 2 there. You go for 2 there, in my opinion. You want to make it a 6-point game. There's no benefit to being up 5 versus being up 4. That's a chance to steal a point. There's a couple different reasons why you would do it. With 11 minutes left, that's still enough time for Georgia to kick 2 field goals. If you're up 5, that beats you. If you're up 6, that ties you. If you're up 6, any score you have after that makes it a 2-score game.
Well, and if you're only up 5 and you let up the touchdown, they're going to go for 2 there.
Right.
Try to make it a field goal game anyway.
Kind of the worst case scenario of not getting the 2-point conversion means it's a 4-point game, which means a touchdown, you're down 3. That's a very realistic scenario when you're up 5, too. So, like I said, there's no real benefit being up 5 versus being up 4. However, had we gone for 2 and we're up 6, guess what? That field goal that you settled for, that's almost a game ender, or at least that puts them needing to score two times in 7 minutes.
Yeah.
So, at the time, I'm screaming, hey, you got to go for 2. Hey, you got to go for 2. You got to go for 2. No one else really rallied to my defense. So I was like, whatever. No one's going to be mad about it. But in my head, that was the moment, boom, I'm back inside Gainesville in 2015 where no one was really screaming with me about Butch Jones not going for 2 to go up 14. And I'm like, hey, this is one of those things you got to do. Now, then you get the strip sack. And you're like, okay, maybe it doesn't matter. But then, maybe the thing you could be the most critical of Josh Heupel for, or at least the offensive coaching staff, because I don't know if it was all Josh Heupel's decisions or not. He looked pretty mad in the headphones, on the headsets, at the 3 straight runs. But the offensive line, who played really well, who pushed Georgia around for a lot of that game, or at least held their own against those aliens up front, they start that drive off with a false start. And you're at 1st and 15. You got a red-hot quarterback. Say what you want about Joey Aguilar. I think at this point, I view him as streaky. When it's going good, ride the hot hand. When it's not going good, we got to find some other ways to move the ball. Like, hey, maybe he's an avalanche player on both sides. I don't want him to get a lot of bad plays in a row. So, like, if he's struggling, let's maybe dial it back. Let's get some easy stuff. But when he's hot, let that guy sling the rock, man. And he was hot, up 35-30. Even at 1st and 15, I trust him. The middle of the field was open, man. Like Tennessee could get those 7-8 yard passes across the middle pretty easily because of how good the receivers were on the outside. Instead, Tennessee goes run, field goal. Which, credit to Max Gilbert for that field goal. That was a 48-yarder that he hit right down the middle. Didn't show any nerves there. You're up 8. Would I have loved to have been up 9? Yes. Yes, I would have.
Well, that was the point in the game when it's 35-30. About six minutes and something left right there. You could have really made them pay.
That should have been Joshua Joseph's moment right there. Him making that play, getting that strip sack. That should have been his big welcome to the SEC, all SEC first team type of race. That was a first round pick type of moment. You come screaming off that edge. You destroy their left tackle. You strip the ball. The place is absolutely going feral. It's crazy in there. Tennessee should have put their foot on the throat. I know it's easy to say in hindsight, but when you're trying to knock off the king, you got to cut their head off, man. Like I know we know that we lost the game after being up 8, but I don't think any of us in the stadium thought the door was shut when we went up 8. Like if you go up 12. Or in my scenario, you go up 14. That's another reason to go for 2 and go up 6. Is that a touchdown? You could actually be up 2 full touchdowns versus only up 12. But hey, if you go up 12, then you win the game. Instead, you went up 8, and I think everyone said, "Okay, we got to go. Got to get a stop."
We weren't just saying it in hindsight. We were saying it in the moment too in the stadium. I mean, we were yelling, let Joey cook. You got to let Joey do his thing there. Like you said, he was red hot. He was on fire. I think you let him try to make a couple plays with his arm there. You relied on him the whole game, and he was awesome. So, 3 straight runs, very frustrating. But
Georgia gets the ball back. The pass interference they called to start that drive is one of the worst calls I've seen. It was one of the worst calls I've seen. The ball's 5 yards out of bounds. They call pass interference for somebody pushing a wide receiver that was 4 yards in front of the ball, for pushing him in the back, which, you could say it's a dumb play to push the guy in the back. Whatever. Your momentum carries you. It shouldn't have been a pass interference. But even then, you have chances to get some stops. You have a 2nd and 12 right after that. You play pretty soft. They hit a big pass across the middle to get the ball moving. You start worrying. And then at that point, Cody, I think you're right. You couldn't get that stop, and you couldn't get the stop in overtime. But I think for all their flaws, the defense made the play that could have easily won the game with the Joshua Joseph sack.
They did.
I think if Josh Heupel or Joey Halsley, whoever's up there calling the plays, I think if they had it to do over, they would have done the right thing. They would have let Joey Aguilar have the ball in his hands. And at the very least, you run some time off the clock. You pick up some first downs. Maybe you still end up having to kick a field goal inside, 1st and goal or whatever, or, from the goal-to-go situation. Maybe you still have to kick a field goal, but you've ran a little extra clock and you've made life a little bit more difficult for them. I feel like if Josh Heupel had that to do over, he'd do it differently. At least I hope so, because it was a bad decision at the time. And now, knowing the results, it was a bad decision then.
I thought he got too conservative, but it's just one among many things that you look at as missed opportunities. And then, of course, if the Gilbert field goal just goes in, none of that matters.
Yep.
But that was another situation there where you you had the false start, and I think that affected you a little bit. You were going to have the ball in the middle of the field, and you could have ran another play there. That was another criticism that some people had. I mean, a lot of times, I guess a coach wants to go ahead and kick it there in case something happens on third down.
In all of my years of watching football,
never seen that happen.
Maybe twice in 30 years.
Yeah.
Where kicking on third down pays off. Where actually it's a bad snap. Clock it. Maybe two times. Maybe 2 times in my life.
Yeah. Well, after the penalty, I guess if you put yourself in Heupel's shoes, you could say, well, hell, what if we get another false start? And
put myself in Heupel's shoes at the time. I was like, hey, now's the time where you try a 6-yard pass. And like, hey, if you throw an interception, whatever. You'd get crucified for it. You'd get, people would be mad if you messed up. But hey, you played for a 45-yard field goal from a, college kicker, and you missed it. So people are mad about it now. So like it ultimately comes down to, no matter what the decisions are, execute, win the game.
The field goal was frustrating in itself because from my perspective, everybody around me thought we hit it. And people, because in the stadium, you can't tell if you're
in the stadium.
You got to watch the officials.
In the stadium, maybe somebody there could be like, John, you're wrong. I wasn't drinking. I was locked in. They fired off our damn light show. Did you realize that?
Oh,
They fired off our light show started playing Rocky Top as if we had hit it.
Well, I was just judging by all the people around me that started screaming like we hit it.
People in my section were going crazy.
We got it. Yeah. And then all of a sudden, all the Georgia fans behind me.
I feel like the people behind the damn goalpost. I feel like the people behind the damn goalpost were cheering somehow. And like everyone around me is going crazy. And then I just look at the refs and I hear Georgia. I hear Georgia celebrate. And then I look at the refs. And I just sit down as everyone around me is like going crazy. And the lights are going off. Yeah. And I'm like, no, he missed it. And at that point, you could have left because you knew you were losing at that point.
Yeah, that was a gut punch that you really did not come back from. That going into overtime, it felt like that was just, you could have left right there. Yeah, I mean.
Sam, Bubba. Sam, I don't know if you went back and watched it or how close you got to watch on your phone or whatever. Bubba. Mm-hmm. I don't know if you're ready to talk about it yet or whatever, but anything that we have said or haven't said that you want to weigh in on?
I think what's been most disappointing for me was just kind of what you talked about at the very start of the show, continuing to kind of play some of that man coverage on critical downs. I kind of thought after last season with Tim Banks kind of dying on that hill and doing the exact same thing against Ohio State with Jeremiah Smith and Emeka Egbuka and Carnell Tate on the outside, I would have thought maybe, all right, I know that my identity is playing man-to-man coverage, but let's see if, we clearly saw that zone coverage was messing up Gunnar Stockton more against Austin Peay and Marshall and the two teams that have played man coverage on him, Notre Dame and Tennessee. He was able to carve them up. So was just kind of disappointed with that decision from Banks to kind of stay safe with what he's used to and kind of not throw some new wrinkles in there, because I thought Georgia was throwing some new wrinkles in. It just didn't really feel like we were getting all that creative. We just kind of thought, hey, we can beat Georgia with whatever we do. And I don't know if that's a scenario that I want to continue to keep going on.
Bubba?
I personally feel like a lot of situations were kind of underutilized. And I mean this in the aspect of the running game, where, typically our running game has been, primary with the supporting deep ball, stuff like that. Role reverse this kind of game, which honestly, the way it was playing out, I was A-okay with, I'd much rather have Joey throwing for 200-plus yards in the first quarter instead of having, 65 yards in, the first quarter combined between all three guys and, maybe a 14-7 kind of thing. But that doesn't really bother me. What does bother me is, I feel like some of these backs are better in certain situations, and they just kind of do whatever with them. I don't think I love Deshaun so much. I like to see him as a power back, not as a guy trying to catch screens and go on, wheel routes or whatever else.
It needs to be gloves. It needs to be Star Thomas as the lead guy, I feel like. And you're right. Let Deshaun be that change of pace guy. Let him be the short yardage goal line back if you want, whatever. Star Thomas needed more carries than 9. I don't think there's any reason Deshaun Bishop should have gotten the ball 6 more times than him. And that, like you were getting ready to say before I cut you off, he even put the gloves on and dropped another pass. Star should have been a little bit bigger of a factor, I thought.
Yeah, that's kind of where I'm leaning with that. But
1st and 15, even if you are going to try to run the clock and run the ball and hit a field goal, I'd rather see Star Thomas getting those balls, getting those carries, because Deshaun tripped twice. Like he misread the hole on the third time, or maybe there's a missed block or whatever. But like it was kind of open and he couldn't get to it. And, maybe a better running back has a 6 or 7 yard gain to the point where maybe you go for a 4th down. I don't know if you would have. Heupel implied that he had 2 plays called there in the post-game presser. But, yeah, Bishop couldn't overcome that. 3 straight handoffs to him with a chance to kill Georgia. Not something I think we would have wanted to see, any of us, even Bubba, who the biggest Deshaun Bishop fan I know.
Bubba's right about that, the change of philosophy thing. The first quarter, we looked like an air raid team. I think we had 11 rushing yards. I remember looking up at the scoreboard, and I was like, my God, like Joey already had like 220 yards passing. I think we had 11 rushing yards. And
yeah, I was thinking about it because we had talked about whether or not you'd lock in, you were wanting to lock in 190 yards for the whole game on Joey.
Yeah, I thought it was going to be a totally different game. I was totally wrong about the way the game
went. I was like, I can see him get to 250, and then, he had 220 basically at the first quarter. You're like, okay, well.
Well, when you're 14 for 14 and you connect on some deep shots, and, he couldn't have been any better, But, I guess you ride the hot hand at that point, If they can't stop the pass, keep passing.
Tennessee's got to get better at tackling. I thought they missed a lot of tackles against Georgia. Like Arion Carter on Georgia's game-tying drive, he's got a chance to force a fourth and long, maybe to the point where they'd even punt because there was 6 minutes left if it was 4th and 7. He whiffs on a tackle out on the perimeter, gives up a 1st down. Ty Redmond comes through with a big tackle on a screen on 3rd and 5, 3rd and 6 to set up the heartbreaker.
They hurt us on those receiver screens. They blocked those well.
I feel like we blitzed too much in those scenarios too. Like obviously one of the most infamous was coming off the corner. You think, oh, he's so close, but then Stockton gets it off just in time. Then old buddy decides to just trot down the sidelines.
I'm not going to have any problem with Redmond getting beat by Humphreys on that touchdown. I thought he had good coverage. You just can't guard that pylon there. Sometimes there's no defense for a perfect throw.
That was Georgia making a play.
There's a little bit of a push off. I got no issue with them not calling the push off on 4th down. I got no issue with it. Was a little bit of a push off though. Now the 2-point conversion, that's a different story. 2-point conversion, that's 2 defensive backs getting completely confused and not. I think I blame that one on Hood.
Yeah, we just let him walk that right in there.
That was a pretty standard, hey, the 2 wide receivers, one's going to go inside, and both of our defensive backs went with the guy on the inside and the guy in motion, able to come back. It's tough. You had chances to win.
You had a lot of chances to win. You didn't win.
I thought you executed the damn last drive near perfection. Like, that was a moment for Joey there. And then Heupel decided to kind of take the ball out of his hands and put it on Gilbert's foot. And, of course, the rest is history. We'll continue the conversation after a quick timeout. Sam sent us to break. It's Talk Sports on Fan Run Radio.
Can't get enough Fan Run Radio? Download the free Fan Run app and take the best Tennessee sports conversations with you wherever you go.
White Claw is taking hard seltzer to new heights with White Claw Surge. At 8% alcohol, White Claw Surge is a stronger wave of refreshment that doesn't compromise on taste. Available in 4 bold waves of flavor like ripe blackberry, citrusy blood orange, zesty natural lime, and tart cranberry. Check out your favorite retailer in-store and online for the White Claw Surge Variety 12-pack and 16-ounce single-serve cans. White Claw Surge. Please drink responsibly.
The number one problem we see at our clinic is delaying treatment. ED can get worse.
Book your appointment right now. Call 865-544-8220. Prefer privacy? Book online in under 30 seconds at menspronknoxville.com.
At our clinics, men's sexual health is the whole job. Look, I'm a normal guy too. I hate going to the doctor. But we've helped so many guys in here just like you. Even if pills have failed, our medical team is going to take the time to talk you through it. Same day in-house lab, and the treatments, well, they could change your life.
Your local medical team has your back. ED, Performance, Peyronie's, Size and Shape Modeling. We tailor what works for you.
I'll get to the point. Can you imagine epic performance and epic sex? Yeah, I said it.
A stronger you is closer than you think. We're available right now. Call 865-544-8220 or book in 30 seconds or less at menspronknoxville.com. Men's Pro Knoxville, making it happen.
Hey, Vols fans, Cody Brown here. I grew up right here in Tennessee and know what it means when someone says, I've got your back. That's why you can trust Farm Bureau Insurance of Tennessee. Whether it's your home, your vehicle, your family's future, or the business you built from the ground up, we will show up for all of your insurance needs. We are Tennesseans who understand what matters, which is doing right by you. Insurance is not all about just paperwork and policies, but it's about the people we insure every day. So if you want insurance that hits home, give me a call at 865-992-3871. Go Vols.
Got a flat tire? Strange noise under the hood? Don't stress. Roll into Matlock Tire and Auto Service. From oil changes and brake repairs to brand new tires, Matlock's certified techs do it all. Fast, friendly, and fair priced, Matlock is the home of the price match guarantee. Bring in any competitor's ad and Matlock will match the exact same tire for the exact same price. Matlock Tire and Auto Service. 5 locations in East Tennessee. Visit MatlockTireService.com to find the location nearest you and schedule your appointment.
Missed opportunities. That's my takeaway from Tennessee, Georgia 2025. Also, I don't know what type of zoom they have on these cameras on ESPN, but on my rewatch and seeing some pictures, they were right in Max Gilbert's face, like on that last drive. Like somebody from Tennessee needs to set up a barricade next time. Like I felt bad watching Max Gilbert, knowing what was about to happen. You could see it in his eyes, and then they flash it up on the bottom ticker. Has never attempted a game-tying or go-ahead field goal in the fourth quarter, and you're like, oh boy.
Well, the Georgia fans they're loving that picture today of him with just the wide eyes. They said there's no chance he was ever going to make it.
Well, again, knowing the result, I think if I'd have been seeing those looks in his eyes during the moment, I think I would have felt the same way.
I feel like some of his hair coming through the face mask doesn't really help either.
They didn't show that in the stadium. So I got to say, I felt pretty confident he was going to make it until the false start. And then at the time at the false start and kicking the field goal with 7 seconds left, I said, okay, well, I got a bad feeling about this one.
Yeah, it's more time to wait, and it's, a negative thing happening to the team right there. And I think you could have ran another play right there and just done something to at least get the ball centered, but
your offensive line played really good. They let you down on this last little series. Even from the 25, Lance Hurd was good. I don't know what the hell he's doing on this 1st and 10. He tries to get up and get a linebacker. He just kind of trips and completely misses. The guy he misses makes a tackle right at the line of scrimmage. Just a really, really bad whiff at a bad time. Who was this old man that kept showing in the crowd in the white shirt?
It was just a guy. I remember Kirk or Fowler or one of the guys when I was rewatching last night, because the Sunday night football game was maybe the worst football game I've ever seen. So I chose to turn it back over to our loss to Georgia. That's how bad that damn Sunday night football game was. But they had just said on the broadcast, Kirk said, oh, this is, I know what he's feeling right now. I don't know. They liked his reactions, I guess. They just kept showing him.
Do you give Gilbert credit for hitting the field goal in overtime, or did it make you just even more angry because it was pretty much the same exact kick?
I mean, I give him credit. You can never expect a college kicker to just come out and hit every kick. Like, he missed at the worst possible time you could have missed, but he tried to redeem himself. It's just that at that point, I think you knew that Georgia was about to go score a touchdown. At least that's how it felt in the stadium. Settling for a field goal there in overtime was not – I mean, you had to kick it. I understand you got to take the lead there, but you knew Georgia was about to score a touchdown, and they did.
It's inexcusable to get the false start. It's inexcusable.
You have a false start on the biggest play of the game, and like Georgia didn't have a procedural penalty the entire game in that crowd. They didn't even have a false start. They haven't had one the last two trips to Neyland.
They got championship DNA.
It's time to get David Sanders back on the field.
Yeah.
We commit a lot of penalties. I mean, that's something that Heupel teams do. Sometimes we overcome that with great offense and there's other elements of the game. But
there's just no reason to even fire off the ball. Like, you're not running a real play. Your quarterback was just getting the ball and diving into the middle of the field. Like, there was no reason to false start. Yeah, there was no reason to false start. Like, there was no play.
It wasn't an egregious false start. Like, he moved early. I didn't think it was real early.
No, it wasn't. But again, there was no excuse to even do it.
Yeah. Yeah, Gilbert that thing sailed wide right.
That thing didn't sail right. It was. He missed it by a good 15 yards.
Yeah, like even I've just been trying to tell myself, like, even without the false start, I think that kick's missing. But that's just me trying to feel better about myself.
Do you call a timeout there if you're Heupel?
Before the false start? Or
before the kick?
Before the kick? I don't know. I mean,
because I feel like the kid already had I feel like that last 2 minutes, that last drive, really the last minute of the game, I feel like it took 10 minutes of real time. Like, I feel like between the timeouts and the false start, the clock is already ticking in terms of him being in his head. I don't know if a timeout settles him down or not, but
we iced him ourselves. Is that what you're saying?
Well, no.
Let the timeout.
I'm saying a timeout. You might could have made a joke or something, or had somebody look at him and be like, hey man, some type of pep talk. Cause it seems like
Holly Rowe was saying that he has breathing techniques he does to stay calm in those situations.
Well, it didn't work. And you got to make the kick, Cookie man. I mean, you're literally paid to make the kick. Make the kick.
Was there a couple more situations on your rewatch? Did you notice this? But it felt like there was just random, moments in time where the clock stopped, and Kirby's out there talking to the officials, and it's what's going on here?
I feel like whenever I was rewatching, he was calling timeouts on those. I mean, they used their 3 timeouts.
I was just looking to see if Georgia had any timeouts left.
No, they used all 3 of theirs on first, second, and third down.
Because it's a new trend nowadays that coaches are not calling the timeouts, which I've said for years, because when a kicker always knows that icing the kicker timeout is coming, I feel like you almost get in his head a little bit more by not calling the timeout. It. And then they're they're lining up to kick. It's okay, I guess we're kicking. And I've seen
I've always
that.
Been a don't take the timeout guy too.
Yeah. Some coaches are starting to do that now.
No, Kirby used all 3 of his.
Yeah, I was just saying if he had any left there. You can't, I mean, it sucks for Max Gilbert, but it's another one of the old cliches. I mean, you can't really blame him for the loss. Had you not been in that situation, you had plenty of other opportunities to win the game.
No, I'm blaming him for the loss.
You're blaming him for the loss?
Well, he's not 100% to blame. I'm not giving him 100%, but I'm blaming him for the loss.
He missed a kick.
He gets 60% of the blame.
I don't think he gets 60%.
He gets 60. He gets 60% of my pie.
Kickers miss kicks, man.
I'm giving him 3 of my 5 blame pies. He gets 3 of them.
You had a lot of opportunities before that to not have him in that situation.
Sure.
I don't give him 60% of the blame for the loss.
I do. Make the damn kick. Make the damn kick.
He made the one before and the one after.
Well, yeah, that's cool.
Didn't make that when you needed.
I'm glad you made the one before. The one after kind of was just insulting, to be honest. I mean, I'm glad he made it versus missing it, I guess.
Well, hell, he had to make it.
I mean, the Georgia Tech kicker hit a 55-yarder at the buzzer to beat Clemson.
Brandon Aubrey would have made it.
That are out there that, you know, they got it in them.
There are. There's kickers.
I'm with you, John. Like, I know that it's not the entire all the blame, but like it's your position. That's what you're playing. You got to go out there and you got to
based on the circumstances, it is his fault.
There's a kid out. This is gonna be a real redneck take, but like, I was watching Kennesaw State the other week for the Money Monster, and their kicker came out and drilled a 55-yarder, and they're like, oh, he's from Bearden. This is a freshman from Knoxville. And I'm like, what the hell? This guy came out and made 55, and I swear to God, he made it look easy. Like, it would have been good from like 62. And they're like, yep, he's a freshman from Knoxville. He went to Bearden High School. And I'm like, well, why the hell is he at Kennesaw State if he can hit 60-yard field goals with ease? Now, he didn't kick in their last game, so I don't know what the hell happened there. They had a different kicker, so maybe he's not that good. I don't know, but he was 4 for 4 on the year, and I watched him hit a 55-yarder and made it look easy. Point being, there's guys all across the country right now that can hit these field goals. And Tennessee, they should have one of them. And maybe Max Gilbert has his redemption arc down the line, and he'll be nails. That's fine. But, you know, for whatever reason, he was terrified, and he shanked the chance to put Tennessee in the top 10, to put Tennessee in control of the SEC championship race, and to get Tennessee in position to be a playoff team. I don't know why. I mean, if you're Heupel, you clearly wanted to center the ball on the play before. The one he drilled in regulation to give you an 8-point lead was from the right hash. Making him kick from close to the left hash just seems, I mean, again, we have hindsight. It seems less than ideal, less than optimal, especially when he pushes it 20 yards to the right. What are you going to do?
You're going to move on to UAB.
The people, this is what I was dealing with in the crowd. Look right here. As he's holding his head, there's people behind celebrating, thinking he made it.
Oh, I know.
Cheering.
Everybody.
Joey Aguilar running on the field, celebrating.
Everybody in my section thought he made it too.
And that punk Kirby Smart getting to be happy. Jesus Christ.
It stings. It stings pretty painfully. Got a lot of opportunities in front of us, though.
Hour 1 of the books. We'll talk about those opportunities in hour 2.
The flagship station for Tennessee football. Fans. Fan Run Radio.
Knoxville, get ready. The big sports show is coming Saturday, November 8th at the World Exposition Hall. Meet your favorite sports stars, Hall of Famer Earl Campbell, baseball greats Wade Boggs, Dwight Gooden, and Jose Canseco, plus UT legends Shamiqua Holtzclaw, Carl Pickens, and many more. Autographs, photos, and memories you'll never forget, all in one huge day. Tickets on sale. Get yours now at bigsportshow.com. That's bigsportshow.com. The Big Sports Show, Saturday, November 8th, Knoxville. Don't miss it.
Inward Half is committed to the game and the memorable moments that happen in between. From the tee box to the tailgate, from the green to the big game. For the first birdie with Dad, the first big win with Mom. Friday night lights, Saturday superstitions, Sunday traditions. Fall into the comfort and unparalleled performance of Inward Half. This fall, enjoy the walk-in.
Hey Knoxville! Surfside iced tea and vodka, made with real brewed tea, is only 100 calories, 2 grams of sugar, with no bubbles and no troubles. That's right, zero carbonation, so it's easy to sip and enjoy. Headed to a game day or party at a friend's house? Bring an iced tea or lemonade variety pack from Surfside, or try their green tea and new raspberry tea vodka. Find the can with the sunset stripes this season. Surfside iced tea and vodka, sold at bars, restaurants, and stores near you. Surfside iced tea and vodka, sunshine in a can. Must be 21 or older. Enjoy responsibly.
Got a problem tree looming over your home? Call ECR Total Landscapes. Whether it's trimming, removal, or storm cleanup, our certified pros get the job done safely and efficiently. We're licensed, insured, and ready 24/7 for emergency calls. Big or small, we cut them all. ECR Total Landscapes. Call now for a free estimate, 865-384-2012, and mention promo code FANRUN for free stump grinding on any tree removal now through the end of the year. Also, visit us at ecrtotallandscapes.com.
Your smile says it all, so make sure it's saying the right thing. At Knoxville Smiles, we believe healthy teeth mean happy lives. Invisalign is a clear aligner orthodontic treatment that gradually straightens teeth without the use of traditional metal braces. And now, at Knoxville Smiles, we're offering Invisalign special pricing for new patients. Call for details at 865-539-1776 or just visit us at knoxvillesmiles.com. Don't wait another day to love your smile. Smile brighter with Knoxville Smiles.
You're listening to FM 105.7 and AM 1340, WKGN Knoxville, and W289CU Knoxville, Fan Run Radio.
When it's past high noon, it's time for a vodka soda made with a vodka you've actually heard of. I'm talking White Claw vodka soda made with White Claw premium vodka. JB Smooth only drinks vodka soda made with the world's smoothest vodka.
And you can too. Pick you up a bottle of the triple wave filtered vodka that's been distilled 5 times. White Claw premium vodka comes in 4 flavors: black cherry, mango, pineapple, and just vodka. You haven't had vodka like this. No one has. White Claw premium vodka. Please drink responsibly.
Running a business, coaching a team, planning your next big event, you need more than just gear. You need SM Athletics and Logo Solutions. Custom uniforms, branded apparel, promotional products, done right, done fast, and built to show off.
Hey, Vols fans, Cody Brown here. I grew up right here in Tennessee and know what it means when someone says, I've got your back. That's why you can trust Farm Bureau Insurance of Tennessee. Whether it's your home, your vehicle, your family's future, or the business you built from the ground up, we will show up for all of your insurance needs. We are Tennesseans who understand what matters, which is doing right by you. Insurance is not all about just paperwork and policies, but it's about the people we insure every day. So if you want insurance that hits home, give me a call at 865-992-3871. Go Vols.
Self-domesticating mice suggest some animals tame themselves without human intervention.
You're listening to Talk Sports.
They domesticate themselves. What does that mean?
Mice are able to tame themselves.
They're not like the dumpster rats that make you pay a toll when you go to throw your trash away.
Airing every day from 7 a.m. to 10 a.m.
I mean, because they all like to hang around there with their baseball bats and their leather jackets at night. Hey, you want to throw your trash bag in this dumpster? You're going to have to pay for it, buddy. 50 cents. That's 50 cents for you. Sorry, Mr. Rat. I just wanted to get rid of my garbage. 50 cents, big boy. The rats run this dumpster.
On 1340 WKGN.
Can I ask you why the rats are charging 50 cents?
Well, they need the coins, too. They got to pay for other things. They got to buy booze and hookers.
Hour number 2 kicking off here in the White Claw Hard Seltzer Studios. Hopefully you got a lot of White Claw on this Monday morning to just drown the pain away. Responsibly or irresponsibly. It's up to you. Your body, your choice. Drink White Claw Hard Seltzer. Shout out to them. Shout out to Cherokee Distributing. Let's kick off some hour 2 headlines. Give me a little bit of news that isn't Tennessee getting their ass beaten in a heartbreaking fashion.
Thank you, John. Well, the big breaking news to begin our Monday morning here. Joe Burrow will need toe surgery. He will be out for 3 months, according to ESPN's Adam Schefter.
He's having the surgery?
He's having the toe surgery. He went down yesterday.
Toe Burrow.
Turf toes putting him out for 3 months?
Toe Burrow.
That's kind of soft.
Well, he's choosing to have the surgery.
Yeah,
Patrick Willis.
That's pretty soft. Steve McNair played my whole childhood with turf toe. Like every week he had turf toe. He didn't Steve McNair didn't practice any of the late 90s, early 2000s for turf toe.
Do we need to revise the name for turf toe, though? It is pretty painful. Like, I agree Joe Burrow should try and power through it because the Bengals are that bad.
Well, they're paying him $60 million to power through it.
Right. But, like, it hurts. It hurts pretty bad. And turf toe sounds like nothing.
Yeah, I've never had it, so I don't know. But I know that, again, my whole childhood, Steve McNair had turf toe every week. Like, every week it was a story, every Sunday. And some weeks he wouldn't play, but for the most part, he's out there playing because that's what you do if you're the leader of a team. So he's having surgery to fix his toe. He's given up on the season already, pretty much.
Yeah, he's gonna have the surgery. It's obviously a very, very bad injury if Burrow's electing to have the toe surgery because he's a tough guy and he's a great quarterback. And if he needs to have the surgery, he needs to have the surgery.
You know, I will say that Bengals offensive line didn't look nearly as bad yesterday with Jake Browning. I think they only sacked him once, I think, and like 30 dropbacks. Burrow had gotten beat up because he holds the ball too long, but Browning was out there spreading it around and
so now Jake Browning
feeding Jamar Chase.
Better than Joe Burrow.
You know, I don't know. It's just the offensive line was an issue for Burrow. It has been, but Browning looked pretty good behind it.
That draft meme is starting to become very true of like Joe Burrow, Penei Sewell throwing it to anyone, and then like Joe Burrow, nobody on the offensive line throwing to my buddy.
Yeah.
Him just getting killed.
Yep. 13 attempts, 2 sacks for Burrow, 32 attempts, 1 sack for Browning. I mean, I don't know, man.
That's great. In 14 games without Burrow as a starting quarterback, the Bengals are 2 games under 500.
That's a bit. What's the record with Burrow as the starting quarterback?
And they average just under 20 points per contest.
What's the record with Joe Burrow as the starting quarterback?
Not as good as
I guarantee you it's not better than 2 games under 500. It's worse than 2 games under 500.
They're better with Joe Burrow, and you're not gonna do that.
I'm not saying they are or not. I'm just saying the 2 games under 500 is not that bad of a record.
Let's not act like they're better without Joe Burrow.
I also feel like that's skewed a little bit because like he got hurt in his first. Was it his rookie year where like they were the worst team in football and then he gets hurt in the first couple games and that team's just obviously bad. Like they haven't improved like they have in the last couple years.
It's very sad news that Joe Burrow will have to have surgery on his toe, and our thoughts and prayers are with him.
Credit to Jake Browning for pulling them out of a big deficit and bringing them back to victory. Good job, Jake.
Brian Callahan's just a Jake Browning merchant.
That's all he is, you know. And for the Jaguars, you see the clip of Trevor Lawrence waving off Liam Cohen. It seems like they already hate each other. Liam's yelling at him something while Trevor's on the sideline, and Trevor just gives him the odd dismissive. Oh, to hell with him. That Jaguars team seems pretty talented on offense, but Lawrence still doesn't click with me. He still doesn't just make those winning plays.
Brian Thomas misses Mac Jones.
Brian Thomas Jr. Yeah, I mean, I don't know if he had a little bit of alligator arms on a big 4th down. It wasn't like the most accurate throw, but he also just didn't seem like he really wanted to get hit. So that was a big missed opportunity for the Jaguars. I still do think they are better than they were last year. We'll see.
Well, the Philadelphia Eagles got the final word during a hotly contested Super Bowl rematch with the Chiefs Sunday.
Jaguars spending 3 prime draft picks for Travis Hunter to have 3 catches for 22 yards. Oof.
The game was intense to the very end. The Chiefs defensive tackle Chris Jones was heard on the broadcast talking trash to Saquon Barkley for not reaching 100 yards rushing in the waning moments of the Eagles' victory. Just before taking a knee to ice the game, then quarterback Jalen Hurts fired back, "Hey, we won the effing game."
Was he yelling at Barkley? Because I thought people were yelling at. When I saw the clip yesterday, I thought people said Chris Jones was yelling at Hurts because Hurts had only thrown for 100 yards.
That's what I thought it was.
Well,
does that say he's taunting Saquon Barkley?
It says he was razzing Saquon Barkley for not reaching 100 yards rushing.
Okay. When I saw it yesterday, people were saying he was taunting Jalen Hurts because Jalen Hurts threw the ball 22 times for 101 yards.
Well, either way, Hurts fired back, "We won the effing game."
Which they did. The Eagles do find ways to win.
Eagles right tackle Lane Johnson said after the game that Jones said a lot of stuff out there. He's probably one of the best trash talkers in the league. Top notch.
What were your thoughts on the tush-push touchdown? That was clearly a false start.
I mean, every time they do it, it seems like a false start. As
It's
their
just
eyes,
a penalty.
as
Like,
they're
I saw
icing the
that
game,
too.
Center's over the football.
Center's over the football, but the guards are firing off
half a second
yeah,
early.
Yeah, no, it's funny because I don't know if it was Blandino or Pereira. I don't know which one it was, but they're like, I'm so over the damn tush push. Like when they're getting asked about it, they're like, I don't know.
I used to not really be a hater of it, but now it's getting on my nerves.
Maybe the refs are coming together like, hey, we're just going to let them cheat every time to maybe that way the competition committee will vote to ban it because it's and I kind of get it from the refs perspective. It is kind of bang bang. But it's just like they never call a false start on them. Like the Eagles get the benefit of the doubt every play.
I didn't even know it was a talking point about the false starts, and I noticed it myself yesterday watching. I was like, that guard moved before it even I
don't know if it was a talking point until after the game, but yeah, it definitely became one after the game where people are showing the slow-mo video and just be like, they're clearly going first, and the Chiefs are trying to scream about it, and everyone tries to scream about it. I feel like it'd be pretty cool as an Eagles fan to have this play that makes everybody so mad, just rolls everybody up, and you can't stop it. But I don't know.
Brady was kind of taking some shots at it too. He was like, man, it's just impossible to defend, especially when those guards are moving early. Like
I was watching yesterday. Some team tried it. Because I will say the Eagles are the only ones that can do it. It doesn't work for other teams. Some team tried it, and some defensive guy came in and just absolutely drilled the quarterback. Like just the quarterback was too high on the push, and he just got absolutely rocked. I was like, well, that is the way to stop it. You can just start just giving headshots to the quarterback, ripping his eye out when he's in there. Just stick your hand in the mask. Let's be dirty. I don't know.
Buffalo does it pretty well. Something similar to that play, don't they?
I don't know. I know they couldn't do it against the Ravens. The Ravens stopped them twice when they tried to do it on Sunday Night Football.
Yeah.
I mean, they're good at Josh Allen, just running quarterback sweeps, quarterback powers, but not necessarily the under center tush push. Another mid game from the Eagles receivers, Devonta Smith and AJ Brown combined for 80 yards on 9 catches. But
AJ Brown's killing me.
AJ Brown made a big catch on 3rd down, and Devonta Smith made a big catch to set him up for the touchdown that put him ahead. It's an annoying team, but the Eagles are good. Chiefs side of it, are you worried about the Chiefs, Sam? I know Cody's already said they're falling off.
They're cooked.
2 pretty tough games to start. One in Brazil and then one against a team better than them.
Well, and they had a chance to. The turnovers what cost them the game. I mean, it was 13-10. They were going in a score there.
Yeah, Kelsey dropping that.
I can already see the storylines now. Like Chiefs rattle off 10 straight wins after 0-2 start. Get back into a good standing and everything. This is all part of it.
Schedule ain't easy though, man. Schedule ain't easy. At the Giants, that not tough, but at least the Giants showed a pulse yesterday. Ravens at Jaguars, Lions, Raiders, Commanders at Bills, at Broncos. So, I mean, there's a lot of playoff teams in there.
They get the Ravens at Arrowhead?
Yeah.
Of course they do. I would
yeah, it is a little annoying that 3 of the first 4 games, Chargers, Eagles, Ravens, all at home.
Yeah.
But they do have to go to Buffalo finally. But they always go to Buffalo. I don't know. I feel like
Ravens look good, man. Ravens they're pretty stout. That was a tough defense they went against yesterday too. But how about them Cowboys, huh? 40-37 overtime win yesterday for the Cowboys over those Giants in what was a back and forth shootout affair.
That was fun. Russell Wilson might be the only quarterback to throw for 450 yards and get benched. He's not going to get benched, but he had a chance to. He had a great game, and was making big time throws, but then was just doing dumb stuff, just missing some passes at the end of the game. Threw a bad interception in overtime. Had another one where the ball just comes out of his hand as he's trying to pull it back for some reason. They fumble and lose 15 yards on it. Threw for 450 yards and 3 touchdowns, but yeah, still probably Giants fans still probably a little annoyed with him.
Well, after the win, Jerry Jones announced that the team had signed veteran Jadeveon Clowney to try to, fix the pass rush struggle that the Cowboys have had since the trade of Micah Parsons. So the deal is expected to be finalized today. Should be 1 year up to about $6 million, says Adam Schefter. Jadeveon Clowney will be added to the Cowboys.
Yeah, you said A.J. Brown's killing you. Justin Jefferson not doing me many favors either. Me and Bubba in a fantasy battle here. He's got 3 guys left. Hopefully, Nico Collins doesn't go crazy
There's
tonight.
no hope for me for this.
Don't try to come on here and slow roll. Like there's plenty of hope. You need 40.
The guy who I thought was going to have a terrible game because he's coming back from injury drops 24 and he's on my bench. And old Wandale.
Yeah.
Yeah.
One delay.
You need 44 points from Nico Collins, K-Dot, and Jacoby Myers. I mean, I'd say I look at it as a coin flip, 50-50 proposition.
Yeah, that Vikings team didn't look very good.
Thank God for Puka. Thank
J.J.
God for my boy Puka.
A real slog for
That
J.J.
touchdown
McCarthy.
for Puka yesterday. I mean, Titans make me want to do bad things to myself sometimes.
Did you go to the game?
No.
You going to next week's game?
It should have been a stop. It should have been a terrible. Like it should have been like Sean McVay. Why the hell are you running a reverse on 4th and 1? It should have been a 2-yard loss instead of a 50-yard touchdown. It was dumb. I'm not ready to talk about the Titans yet. Any other headlines, Cody?
No. Just some NFL stuff, but it can wait.
Okay. All right. Send us to break. Let's talk sports on Fan Run Radio.
Streaming worldwide at fanrunradio.com and on the free Fan Run app. This is Big Orange Country's sports talk radio superstation, Fan Run Radio, Knoxville.
Blackford Veterinary Surgery Referral specializes in surgeries not regularly performed by your pet's general veterinarian. They're currently accepting referrals from vets all across the country. With their newly renovated state-of-the-art surgery center and highly trained staff, clients can rely on professional and thorough care. If your vet says that your pet needs surgery or rehab, ask for a referral to Blackford Vet and let them get your best friend back on its feet. Located conveniently in West Knoxville. For more information, visit blackfordvetsurgery.com.
Citizens National Bank.
Kick off this football season with a CNB Plus Perks checking account. Move downfield with free online and mobile banking. And cross the goal line with extended evening hours and Saturday banking. Banking at CNB has its perks. Find out more at cnbtn.com.
Citizens National Bank. Banking never felt so good.
Member FDIC.
Rickard Ridge Barbecue, located in beautiful Cove Lake State Park. Rickard Ridge is home of the best ribs in the volunteer state. Smoked daily by Pitmaster Mark Rickard. The barbecue at Rickard Ridge is mouth-watering, fall-off-the-bone delicious. Take the scenic drive up I-75 to exit 134. For directions and to look at the rest of the menu, visit Rickard Ridge online at rickardridgebbq.com.
Have you ever found yourself wishing your clothes looked brand new again? Whether it's your favorite suit, that little black dress, or your comfy winter coat, Crown Cleaners can make it happen. From stubborn stains to delicate fabrics, the expert team at Crown Cleaners uses the latest cleaning technology to ensure your clothes come back looking and feeling fresh. Visit one of their 2 area locations, Kingston Pike on Bearden Hill or South North Shore Drive near Dunkin' Donuts. Online at crowncleaners.com. Crown Cleaners, a tradition of excellence.
Barley's has live music on weekends, general team trivia on Wednesday nights at 8 p.m., and now live sports trivia courtesy of the Knoxville Trivia Guys every Thursday night upstairs. The game starts at 7 p.m. and is free to play for everyone, so head on down to the Old City and show off your sports knowledge and win gift cards to Barley's. Use those gift cards to buy some delicious food and drinks, and you can take it all in with their wide selection of TVs and indoor projectors. Barley's Tap Room and Pizzeria.
Vol fans, reimagine your home at Broadway Carpets and Flooring for any remodeling or building needs. With a variety of carpets, rugs, hardwood, vinyl, and stone, Broadway has all the flooring and installation options you're looking for, including pet-resistant products like Pet Perfect Carpet from Shaw Floors. Visit their showroom in downtown Knoxville or the location in West Knoxville located on Kingston Pike near Pellissippi Parkway today.
Sam, not to do what you accused me of, but it was nice to get 2 Johns you were right just back to back from Cody and William just then.
On what?
Well, I don't take pleasure in the first one, but William got rents a studio apartment downtown. Like he's in a good spot, but like 7 of his college buddies wanted to come stay, and I was like, buddy, you can't let them do it.
Yeah.
I was like, you just got to tell them no. You can tell 2 of them you got room, but like you can't pile 6 people drinking on a weekend. I was like, they're going to break your stuff. And I'm like, I try to say, I try to give the kid a lot of advice because, I used to be young one time too, and I don't want people to have to go through the same mistakes. It's, you give them some advice, but I'm like, hey, you just got to be mean and just say no. Like, if they're really your friends, they'll get over it. They might be mad at you, but hey, they'll understand. Well, he came in and was like, well, you're right. They broke my TV. And none of them's admitting it. I'm like, well, you got to tell them, like, hey, just send them if it was me, I'd be like, hey, each of you need to send me $40.
Yeah, split the bill on a new TV and divide it all the way.
I saved you $150 on a $hotel. You can at least send me $40.
Yep.
Like,
I think that's fair.
I'm not putting you up and losing my TV. And I kept telling you, I was like, look, it's going to suck. I understand you don't want to be that guy to your friends. You cannot let them stay there. They're going to completely wreck it. I was like, this is what they're going to do. So he came in and said that happened, which I don't take any joy in that. And then Cody said, man, my fantasy team is the worst in the league by far.
Well, for the record, I didn't say you were right.
No.
I just said it would appear that I have by far the worst team in our fantasy league as things stand today.
But as I was putting the teams in, I wasn't even talking trash, but Sam, you were in there, and I looked at when I was putting the rosters, I said, Cody, this is a terrible draft. Like, this is an awful roster.
Yeah.
And it wasn't even our normal trash talk. It was just me looking and saying, what the hell were you doing? I was like, were you drunk that night? Like, what were you doing?
I was sober, but I was pretty tired.
Did you put those in like pick by pick, or was it just team?
I was
down?
going team by team, but like it was in order. But I was just looking, I was just like,
we scored
8th round Dylan Sampson, 9th round Quinshon Junkins. Like, what the hell are we doing here?
We scored 94 last week. A close game against Bob. Took the L, but close game. This week, not looking like we're going to crack about 73. So
I haven't even looked at the rest of the league.
Well, I think I'm going to be the lowest scoring team this week.
It's not good. Now, yesterday, look, A.J. Brown's killing you. Marvin Harrison Jr. killed me. I would have won a huge parlay if he just would have had 60 damn yards. Bum.
Yeah.
Mark Andrews dropped a touchdown.
Mark Andrews 1 catch for 2 yards. Like, he might as well have just not have gotten a point.
He dropped a touchdown. They hit him in the end zone, but the Browns guy made a nice strip on it to break it up.
If I could just get all these bad players I drafted to play good.
Yeah, that's true.
I think I'd be all right. But, yeah, not looking good right now.
You got a lot of talent on that bench, Cody. Don't worry. They'll
Pacheco.
It's maybe the worst
Jordan
fantasy
Addison.
bench I've ever seen in my life.
Keenan Allen.
At the start of a season, before injuries have depleted a team, this might be the worst bench I've seen in fantasy football history in a league that people are actually trying in.
We're built for the second half of the season. Well, you just wait until Jordan Addison comes back.
Pacheco, Jordan Addison, Quinshon Junkins, Josh Palmer, Keenan Allen, Trey Benson, Tajay Spears. It might be the worst bench I've ever seen in a league that matters.
I can't even say anything because I agree. Trey Benson, they were saying there might be some potential there. Get Addison back, we'll have a flex option better than DK Metcalf. Also, just having DK Metcalf starting grosses me out.
Well, yeah, especially, Aaron Rodgers, he looked all right week 1. He looked absolutely cooked in week 2. It turns out the Jets defense might just suck.
Well, and I believed that. I knew that from the jump, but then when I got him, I was like, oh, this will be a good value here. Nope. Mark Andrews is old and cooked. Hell, I started Sampson yesterday. He had a touchdown.
He did score a touchdown at the very end.
Birthday touchdown.
And Josh Allen, too. He got banged up. If I get my quarterback to come along, you'd think Allen and Barkley be able to carry you a good ways if A.J. Brown and Marvin Harrison would hold up their end of the deal. But, yeah, it's not looking great. It's not looking great.
Just very rarely do I get the double – John, you were right, just back-to-back, whether they said it or not. William came out and said it. Cody.
I would never say it because I know how much joy it brings you.
It was the same thing. It gave me the same type
of
release.
I knew it would.
Feels good because I was wrong about Gunnar Stockton. So, every now and then you need a win.
Well, I will say I am on track, I think, to win in my 2 other leagues, whereas last week I went 0-3. So I think I might at least field one or 2 decent fantasy teams this year. But the station league, not looking great.
Let's do a little stock report. Stock up, stock down when you look at Tennessee coming out of the Georgia game. I think for stock up, I think we –
stock ton. How about that?
I think we have a lot of – well, I was looking at it just from a Tennessee perspective. But, yeah, Gunner's stock is up. Hell, he'll play like – if he plays like that the rest of the year, he'll win the damn Heisman. Joey Aguilar, his stock is up. I think he played better than anybody really hoped he could.
Had you won the game, I think he'd be in the Heisman talk today.
He already has the 4th best odds, I believe.
Oh, his odds already went crazy. He went from, 80-1 before the year. It got down to like 35-1 after last week. And then I want to say, Sam, I don't know if it's 4th best.
I believe he's 16-1. Right?
Yeah, I was going to say he's 16-1. I don't know if that's quite 4th best, but he's at least now like in the top 10 odds. And yeah, you got Beck, Mateer.
A few guys at 16-1.
He is, but like Beck, Mateer, Stockton, Smith, Dante Moore, all those guys are at 13 or lower.
Where's Nico on that? Is he?
And then Marcel Reed, Julian Sayin, and Joey are at 16-1.
He has better odds to transfer out of UCLA.
What are Nico's Heisman odds right now? The poor boy. I almost feel bad at this point. You lose to New Mexico, coach gets fired. Oh, boy.
Well, it opens up like a 30-day transfer window, which it doesn't really affect Nico because he already, used his red shirt. But firing a coach before the 4-game rule, like pretty much the entire team could agree just to opt out and save their red shirt and save their eligibility if they have not already used it. So, I feel like if I was at UCLA or if I was at Virginia Tech and I was a freshman or a sophomore, I think I'd keep my year. I don't think I'd.
How lucky are we, man? Not to keep harping on Nico, but like, what would be that score Saturday if Nico was a quarterback?
It's hard to say.
No, you just take away all the deep balls.
Take away all the points you scored. we really lucked out on that deal, but
yeah. You've had some bad injury luck, of course. So I don't know like what the defense should look like. Because on my stock report, stock down, Tim Banks. I thought that was a bad game plan, bad execution, bad tackling. But I also don't want to be unfair to Tim Banks because, the guy's dealing with a bunch of injuries.
Yeah, I chalk it up more to just being banged up and, you're playing a good team.
Now, I still think some of the game plan, like the blitzing and leaving your guys on one-on-one covers down the field, like Ty Redmond had been really good up until Saturday. And I don't even think he was that bad on Saturday. I just think he was on the wrong end of the highlight play. But I still maintain it was pretty good coverage. But he's a freshman. You just got
to know that, Kirby Smart's going to go after a true freshman
sure.
corner if you're playing one-on-one coverage.
Sure. And, I feel like if you told me the game comes down to Gunnar Stockton throwing the ball 30 yards down the field, like in the end zone, I think I'd probably lock it in to try it again. Like I think I'm giving it all the credit in the world. Like I said, 9 out of 10 throw, 10 out of 10 catch. Could they do that more times than not? I don't think they could. Maybe they could. But I would roll the dice on that play again, if I could. Obviously, because we lost. So.
Is it a loser take to say that the program stock is up?
No, it's not.
Like to say, I hate being a moral victory guy, but just to say we're a lot closer to Georgia than we used to be. Like it's the one monkey Heupel couldn't get off his back, and he still ain't. Monkey's still on there, but 9 in a row and all that, but there's no more there's no more. We haven't been within 14 points of them,
or that he can't score over 17. So at least you did show, hey, we can score some points, and
I think the national, I think the national angle right now is kind of like, boy, what a game that could have gone either way. Tennessee came up short, but like I've seen other people, even some Georgia fans, saying kind of like, hey, good game, man. Like,
I mean, I've seen a lot of like that was just two playoff teams going at it.
Yeah. So
yeah, but then I saw like after the game on, it was either ESPN or SEC Network, like 2 of the 3 people didn't have Tennessee in their top 5. I think it was SEC. Like they didn't have Tennessee in their top 5 teams in the conference. I think it was Benjamin Watson who did. He had Tennessee as the 3rd best team in the conference.
Well,
so
everybody wants to overreact to that Vanderbilt. I saw one of the guys had Vandy in his damn top 5.
Yeah, like I'll say that I agree that Tennessee stock is up, but the problem that's what makes the loss to me so heartbreaking.
Because you'd probably be number 1 in the SEC.
You'd be number 1, and you'd also have that wiggle room. I do think Tennessee's a playoff team. Like, I do think Tennessee's offense is playoff caliber. I do think, hopefully, reinforcements are coming on the defense. Hopefully. Like, I think on the defensive line, you're going to get healthy. Secondary, I don't know, man. Like, Ricky Gibson, I don't bake on him being back, and I'll just say it. Every game that passes by, it becomes a little bit more alarming to me that Jamal McCoy might just get ready for the draft. I know no one wants to hear that, and I hope that's not the case, but if you're a first-round pick, the worst thing you could do is come back and get re-injured or put bad film out there. So, like, I kind of understand from his perspective. Now, I hope that, like, the competitor in him and the brother in him and, like, the guy that wants to be a teammate, it could be a Tennessee legend if he comes back. Like, I hope that wins out, but if I was in his ear, I would be saying, hey, man, this first-round pick money is really, really good. It's more important than these memories you're making with your brothers. Last year was fun. You had those memories last year. That's what I would be saying if I was a selfish handler in his ear.
I know going down to the Swamp has been a house of horrors, but, like, how the hell do you watch DJ Lagway on Saturday and not feel much more confident about going and beating Florida on the road?
Trap game. I've been telling everybody all offseason, that's going to be our trap game. You're going to go in there and play a 5-win Florida team, and you have to find a way to win it. I've been telling everybody that's the case. 5 interceptions from Lagway is crazy. And, like, the only thing that made me sad was that LSU picked up that last first down so that it wouldn't be 6, because I wanted him to go back out there
down the ball.
I wanted him to go back out there down 13 and throw number 6.
Lagway had 5 picks in that game.
Lagway had 5 picks in that
and they
game.
threw the ball like 45 times or something.
They kind of dominated LSU, like, statistically. Like, when you look at first downs and yardage, the problem was their quarterback threw 5 interceptions. And every one of them, they just kept getting funnier and funnier.
It's almost as much of an indictment on the LSU offense to only score, 13 points?
Well, that reporter.
5 free chances.
I'm sure you saw that reporter. He tried to ask Brian Kelly about it. Brian
You're
Kelly,
spoiled.
Yeah. What a terrible question you would ask me after we win the game.
I would kind of feel – I mean, I kind of understand Brian Kelly. Like, we just beat Florida. That's one of our biggest rivals. You've been making fun of my damn defense for so many years. How about we just handle that? How about that? But, 5 interceptions for DJ Lagway. 33 of 49, 287 yards. That's 5.9 yards per attempt. 1 touchdown, 5 interceptions. Yeah. So, like, Tennessee's playoff odds didn't really go down.
No, in the AP poll, they kept us at 15. That was nice.
Like, Tennessee's betting odds stayed, I think, at like plus 210, if I remember correctly.
Yeah, I mean, we lost to the best team on our schedule. Like, it would have been a lot nicer to win the damn thing. But, if you look at a 12-game schedule, most teams never go 12-0.
You're plus 210. But that's what I was going to say is, like, to me, that's the sad part is you lost your wiggle room. If you win that game, I'm not going to say go ahead and punch your ticket to the playoff, but, like, you had a lot of room to work with had you won that game. Now, unlike last year, this isn't a bad loss by any means. This isn't Arkansas, of course. This is a quality loss, and it's early enough in the year, unlike last year. Because, I mean, honestly, that Georgia loss didn't even get looked at as quality last year because you lost by 2 scores and they kicked your ass in the second half. People didn't really give you credit for playing them toe-to-toe.
Right.
This year, that's not the case. That's going to be a quality loss.
Moral victory Monday.
I'm not giving a moral victory because I just wasn't distraught. I've walked out of Neyland Stadium distraught. I didn't walk out of there on Saturday.
I think I felt more pain because it was so close. I felt pretty terrible. I think it's the worst. Which I got to realize, the last time I told you it'd been a long time since I walked out of Neyland feeling sad, but I felt more sad Saturday than I did walking out of Ohio State or Arkansas last year. I don't know why. That's how I felt.
I was disappointed, and the vibes would have been an all-time high if you make the kick. Don't get me wrong, it was a big loss, but I don't know. I just didn't come out dejected, and I think it's because I still have hope for the rest of the season. Like so many times in years past, losing those big games, it just has kind of revealed bad things about you. Either like your season's come to an end, like in Columbus, or your season's come to an end because like you're like officially disqualified from the playoffs, like when you lost to South Carolina, or like when you lost.
Oh yeah, it doesn't touch that.
So many times it's done that in the past. Like, you lost to Oklahoma in 2015. That was your chance to kind of get a signature win to kind of set yourself up. And this one felt like more than an NFL loss. Don't get me wrong, because in the NFL you get 5 or 6 losses. Like it still could be a really good team. It's not that, but like, hey, it's just a loss. You're afforded 2. Let's move on. This team's offense can move the ball on anybody. And hopefully some reinforcements are coming on defense. That's how I felt coming out of it.
Like 8-1 for the rest of the year. I guess that's just the way to put it at this point.
I have to be at this point. Is that like that's what I'm hanging my hat on? Is that like you should be able to go 8-1 the rest of the way, especially whenever you can mark off UAB. So go 7-1, and then there's another win in there, right? That's baked in. You can mark
New
them
Mexico
off.
State.
Yeah, so like mark off both of those. You got to go 6-1.
6.
Hell,
you got to go
Kentucky in there.
Sure,
you got to go 6-1 against the conference.
Go 6-1 against the conference. Yeah, look. With that being said,
it's a tough conference.
It's a tough conference. Mississippi State does look better than they did the preseason.
Arkansas's got an offense. Vandy might be good.
Arkansas and Vandy, like the bottom tier teams, look frisky right now. Now we know about these bottom tier teams. Depth. What happens when they start taking some losses? Like, does Arkansas's offense look as good moving forward after taking a loss? Can Diego Pavia make it to week 13 or whatever it is? Like, can he hold up? We'll see.
Well, and they knocked Sellers out of that game.
Right.
So,
right. But, that doesn't take away from what Pavia did. That offense was still moving, and they still had a lead when he got knocked out, I'm pretty sure. So, like, Vanderbilt feels good right now. But like last year, Pavia made it to the end of our game, and he was broken down. Like he had like 140 yards against us. Like he had a good start to the year. Can he sustain?
I feel confident about just not losing another home game this season after beating Georgia, even though I know Oklahoma's a good team, but like I think you can dumb it down even more to like you just got to go 2-1 on the road now with Alabama, Mississippi State, and Florida.
Sure, and that might be as simple as that. I think that just be I don't want to be completely dismissive of Oklahoma and Arkansas, especially just because the way our defense looked on Saturday. I'm not going to say that you're going to be able to like go in there and just like physically dominate teams. I need to see the defense get healthy. I need to see the defense, show up, because you gave up 40 to Gunnar Stockton.
That's priority number one, is getting healthy on defense. Which, if we were having this conversation a month ago, what's your biggest concern? It would have been, what do these quarterbacks and receivers look like? And I think we got our answer now.
Stock report up, wide receivers. Tennessee's wide receivers are really good. We hoped that those guys would be better, more dynamic. I think we could say at this point, yes, Todd McShay, I don't know if you saw him, NFL draft guy.
Yeah, he loves Brazzell.
He said Chris Brazzell might be his wide receiver number 1.
Well, there you go. All it takes is a 177-yard, 3 touchdown performance, and there you go. They're good. They're good. I think the whole offense is good. I think Star Thomas, the running backs. I think the O-line's good.
Would have loved Mike Matthews to make that catch in overtime. I think it was a poor throw from Joey. Maybe poor's a little strong. I thought it was. I don't think it was a good throw from Joey. If he takes a little bit of zip off of it, or just throws it a little bit closer to Mike, I think he catches it. Maybe he scores, but at least he gets inside like the 12-yard line. And Tennessee desperately needed that. I got to say, I need to know who called the run on 2nd and 10 in overtime. just a complete like give up handoff to Deshaun Bishop. Like he's not picking up 10 yards there. So at the very least, you're basically gonna have 3rd and medium. Why not just take 2 shots at it with Joey? That was frustrating. I thought overtime was very deflating. If Matthews catches that ball, if Joey throws it maybe 10% better, maybe it's a touchdown.
I actually do think Deshaun gets most of his first downs on a second down situation or 3rd and short situation.
Well, it's 3rd and short, I would definitely say. And 2nd down, I might even say you're right, Bubba. But like, I'd like to see like 2nd and how many yards? Like, I mean, 2nd and 10.
I would like to see an option there.
2nd and 10 on like in a short field. Of course, by short field, I mean you don't have the threat of the deep ball, right? So there's it's a more convoluted. Thank you. Convoluted box. I think it's a little bit tougher to run for a first down on 2nd and 10 in that situation. I would have liked to have just put the ball in Joey's hands and given him 3 cracks at picking up the first down. No use of crying about it now at this point, but Joey Aguilar, wide receivers, stock up. Stock down, like I think a lot of people had a lot of confidence in the linebackers. Sam, correct me if I'm wrong. You were pretty fired up for those linebackers. Is it an overreaction to say that they are leaving a lot to be desired right now through 3 weeks?
Maybe
they're not even dealing with injuries.
Yeah.
Everyone else is kind of dealing with injuries in that defense. They're the healthy unit, but I feel like they've been pretty bad. Like Aaron Carter was one of your lowest graded players on the field.
Was he not your leading tackler?
He might have been your leading tackler, but he was like if you believe
in front of you the PFF grades.
I'll pull them up. I don't know if I screenshot them, but I'll find them. But like he was down in the 50s. Like nobody on your defense had great grades, but he was noticeably at the bottom.
I'm curious. Like I wasn't tuned in enough to be able to kind of pay attention to like the snap counts on like T-Lander versus Spillman in that game. Felt like Spillman was out there a little bit more.
It was very frustrating. And, you know, maybe I'm being skewed by the missed tackle I just watched on the rewatch this morning on 3rd and 7 on that last drive. I guess that's a tackle you got to make. If you're like if you're the leading tackler and you're kind of the face of that defense, you got to be able to make a tackle on a guy out in space. You just have to be able to do that, especially one that's not like some big wiggle guy.
Yeah, Aaron Carter, he was your leading tackler. He had 13 tackles.
Like I don't look at Dylan Bell. Maybe I'm wrong, but I don't look at Dylan Bell as some big like scat back that's like should be able to make you really miss in space. Like, but he was able to get past Carter and pick up a pretty big first down. And that stood out to me on the rewatch from Carter. And then those PFF grades, they weren't kind to him.
I'm not hitting the panic button on Aaron Carter. I think he's one of your best players on the defense.
So you're not worried about the linebackers?
No.
Bubba, you worried about the linebackers?
I'm worried about the corners getting that. I just want to get healthy. Corner and D-line more so than the linebackers.
Linebackers, as far as coverage, yeah. I didn't think they did a great job in their zones and assignments yesterday. Yeah, sure, they each set, game highs, career highs, and, led the team in tackles, but as far as that,
If you want to say coverage, I might agree more with that. Yeah, linebackers and coverage.
Carter ranked 18th of 22 guys on your defense. Overall, he was a 58. His run defense was 71. Tackling 73. Pressure 54. His coverage, 47. He was 18th.
I don't put too much stock in that.
Where were T-Lander and Spillman?
T-Lander played 54 total snaps. T-Lander got graded out as your 6th best guy. His tackling, though, was a problem at 58. Mm-hmm. 58 out of 100. And you said Spillman?
Yeah.
Spillman played 54 snaps. He was ranked 12th out of 61, basically right there at the middle of your defense. his tackling was 80. So at least when he got there, he was wrapping up. He was making tackles.
I think he's much better, like side to side, just being able to run the field than Thielander is.
Coverage at 56, though. None of your linebackers can really cover. None of them could really cover.
I think Spillman will eventually be that guy by the end of the season. I just think, that's his first big game he's really played in, type of thing.
Josephs, Ross, and Tyree West, those were your three highest graded players.
Josephs and Tyree West were all over the place. That's two Georgia guys that were wanting to go out there and make an impact against a team that didn't exactly want him out of high school.
Ty Redmond got baptized a bit. He was 21st.
It's a tough spot to be in, but just got to move on.
It's funny how some of this works because, you are kind of victim to what you just watched. But I watched Ty Redmond make a really big tackle on third down before the touchdown. But his tackling overall in that game, 27. 27. Idris Farouk, your safety that you need to be good. His tackling was 42, and he gets credit for 4 whiffs. Those guys weren't very good at tackling and getting people on the ground. Stock down for me for the whoever the hell is teaching tackling out there. I thought Tennessee was a poor tackling team on Saturday, and I kind of think it cost them the game.
Well, the good news is you don't have to play Georgia again in the regular season.
That is the good news. That is the good news. We'll look for some more silver linings on the other side. It's Talk Sports on Fan Run Radio.
Can't get enough Fan Run Radio? Download the free Fan Run app and take the best Tennessee sports conversations with you wherever you go.
When it's past high noon, it's time for a vodka soda made with a vodka you've actually heard of. I'm talking White Claw vodka soda made with White Claw premium vodka. JB Smooth only drinks vodka soda made with the world's smoothest vodka.
And you can too. Pick you up a bottle of the triple wave filtered vodka that's been distilled 5 times. White Claw premium vodka comes in 4 flavors. Black cherry, mango, pineapple, and just vodka. You haven't had vodka like this. No one has. White Claw premium vodka. Please drink responsibly.
Are you ready to make your dream home a reality? Hi, I'm Bo Kregner, and here at the Kregner Group at Realty Executives, we know that finding the perfect home is more than just a transaction. It's about finding your sanctuary, your future, your happiness. Our team is dedicated to guiding you every step of the way, ensuring a smooth and stress-free journey towards home ownership. Whether you're buying, selling, or investing, we're here to help. Call me anytime at 865-742-1035 or just visit us online at bonowshouses.com.
Hey, folks, if you're in need of a lawyer, you need to call my friend Jerry Givens. I've known Jerry since high school and can personally vouch for him. He's East Tennessee through and through, and if you're going through a divorce, bankruptcy, or a DUI case, you'll need someone you can trust on your side to help you navigate the local legal system. You can trust Jerry Givens. Call the law offices of Jerry Givens today at 865-801-9250 to schedule your free consultation. That's 801-9250.
With over 60 years of experience in the industry, Merritt Garage Doors has a wealth of expertise in commercial overhead doors in the East Tennessee area. Merritt offers a wide range of door styles like sectionals, rolling steel, high-speed, and sheet doors. They also supply and install a wide range of dock equipment. If your business is in need of overhead doors, no matter the type, look no further than Merritt Garage Door, Knoxville's best and most trusted overhead door company. Contact them anytime for a free estimate at 865-933-5319 or online at merrittgaragedoor.com.
North Knox Siding and Windows is a complete exterior home improvement company that can help you with all your home exterior needs. If your home needs new siding, windows, doors, gutters, handrails, a deck, or a new roof, then give my friends at North Knox Siding and Windows a call at 865-689-0505. You can also visit their showroom at 5618 North Broadway. Locally owned and operated and proudly serving all of Knoxville and the surrounding areas, North Knox Siding and Windows. Online at northknoxsidingandwindows.com.
Shout out to our guys over at Inward Half. I do enjoy that on game days, seeing all the Inward Half shirts, pointing at them like Leo. And once upon a time, go to inwardhalf.com. Get you something for yourself. You're going to want one of those hoodies they have as the air starts getting a little bit cooler. Inwardhalf.com. On the offensive side of the ball, Cody, if you were going to pick the 4 best players on offense, from Saturday, who would they be?
From Saturday, Joey Aguilar, Chris Brazel. I mean, you could go with one of the linemen, but I don't know how you pick a lineman there, really. I mean, Star Thomas, probably have him in there. And I don't know about the 4th guy. Take your pick. I mean, Braylon Staley had a touchdown. I like him a lot. I think any of those receivers you pick, you feel pretty good about.
Well, those are your top 4 players. So, like, we're looking at the Pro Football Focus grades. It's nice when the eye test matches up with what actually like gets graded out. But yep, Staley was your best player. Star Thomas, Chris Brazel, Joey Aguilar. Those are your 4 guys.
Well, there you go. I should be working for Pro Football Focus and just doing it by eye test. Just being, oh yeah, that guy. That's how I should.
The lowest ranked guy, I see. I'll take a guess at him.
The lowest ranked guy on the entire offense.
Yep. Of the 16 players that played, or that get credit for playing.
Peyton Lewis?
Nope. He's 14th. Travis Smith Jr. is 15th.
Is it a lineman?
Yep.
Sham?
Yep. He was your worst.
He had the penalty.
False start.
Yeah. He looks like the guy that shouldn't have been out there, and he graded out as the worst guy.
Where did Perry end up at on
that? Jesse Perry is your best lineman. He was number 5. He was right there behind Joey.
David Sanders ain't taking his spot.
Perry, Mo, Lance Hurd, all were 5th, 6th, and 7th for your offensive linemen. Pendleton graded out horribly at pass blocking, good at run blocking. He was your 4th lineman. Then there was a pretty big gap before you get down there. To Sham, who grades out overall at like 52, which is a guy that's not really supposed to be a starter.
Sham was the one out there with the eye black.
Yeah.
And looking like a damn raccoon. Yeah, he shouldn't be out there, I don't think either. But
now you say like it's good, Jesse Perry, you're not taking his job, but like I do think there's are you wanting to like solidify him at tackle or just like being on the field? Because like the 5 they were going to go with for the season had Perry at guard and had Sanders out at tackle. Like I think the upgrade collectively for the line of putting Sanders out there and putting Perry back at guard is probably worth the move.
Sanders, Perry, Pendleton, Mo, Hurd.
Yeah. Moy.
I mean, yeah. I like calling him Mo.
Yeah, I know, but if you do it, then I'll keep doing it.
Yeah.
I've kind of broken that habit. I don't need you bringing me back down.
Well, in the broadcast, I kind of felt like it was okay because Chris Fowler was calling him Mo. I was like, if Chris Fowler can call him Mo, I can call him Mo. I don't know.
Like collectively, those are 5 more talented guys.
Those are the 5 you need on the field. So you got this is the perfect week to shuffle that, get David Sanders into the game, and that's what I said last week. I thought you do that against UAB, and I think now is
if you did it against Georgia, you might have won the game. Not saying that the offensive line necessarily would have been better, but I do think the guy was out that was out there. It would have been tough for Sanders to be worse than him. And that's no like personal disrespect. I know it sounds harsh, but hey, man, I'm just reading stats.
Would that be the difference in the game? Who knows? I mean, there were a lot of missed opportunities, like we talked about. But now, definitely, you do it. You get David out there and see how that looks. Perry to guard.
Yeah, I mean, I think Perry. If you're Perry. Like, I think you got more problems if he's if the ego's gotten so big in 3 games where he's like, hell no, I'm not moving from tackle after being a guy that just, has come here just trying to do anything he could to be on the field, right? Like I feel like
I don't
Perry,
think that'll be his mentality.
Yeah, he doesn't seem from that cloth. Like if you're coming in as like an unheralded, throw in into your recruiting class and you're impressing people and playing your way onto the field. Like I would say if you're him, you're just absolutely stoked to be a starter. But also, like I think if you're him, hey, down the line next year, I'll be back out there starting at tackle.
What's his first name?
Jesse.
I keep wanting to call him Joe Perry.
Jesse Perry.
The guitar player from Aerosmith. Jesse Perry. Jesse. Yeah, that's a guard. Jesse Perry is a guard. Just sounds like a guard.
Well, I think he's a tackle. Like ultimately, I think he's proven he can play tackle in the SEC. So like,
I think he can be right tackle next year when Hurd's gone, and then you can slide Sanders to left.
Yeah, assuming Hurd is gone, which isn't necessarily a guarantee.
Sure.
But like either way, like if you're Perry, you should be a starter for the next 2 years. I mean, I don't know what his NFL prospects would be, but like you should be starting for as long as you're at Tennessee at this point, either at guard or tackle. And if you're him, I mean, if you're thinking real far down the line, I think the more you show off your versatility, the better that is for your professional prospects. Like,
well, you got to put him at guard. I mean, there's really no other option, right?
Right. If you're going to play Sanders, yeah.
You're going to Sanders and Hurd are going to be tackles.
Right. You're going to play Sanders. So like, if you're Perry, like go show your versatility, brother. Let's fix this offensive line, make it even better. Because then all of a sudden, after what Perry's shown you, feel like that left side of that offensive line should be pretty damn good. That right side of the offensive line should be pretty damn good. Like
this offense it's good enough to be a playoff offense. I'm very happy with our offense.
And ultimately, Cody, that's what's frustrated me the most from this game. I give Josh Heupel a lot of credit, man. I give Josh Heupel a lot of credit for the way he's coached since he got here. He's been pretty versatile from offense to defense. You got to shift back, Coach. The 2025 Vols. Until they get healthy, maybe this can change, but you're an offensive team. That's why I'm going for the 4th down at midfield in the second quarter when I'm up 7. 4th and 2 from midfield, we're going for that. We're an offensive team. 2-point conversion to go up 6 and put some real pressure on Georgia. I'm going for that 2-point conversion because if you go up 5, you got to play in your head that there's going to be a 2-point conversion down the line that Georgia might be going for. Do you trust your offense to get it more than you trust your defense to stop it? Because I feel like in 2025, man, we're an offensive team. The way you handled the end of regulation, the way you handled overtime, put the ball in your quarterback's hands. Let your wide receivers go out there and try to win you some games. You got to shift that mentality a little bit. We're an offensive team, and that to me was the most frustrating thing is that Josh was still like, hey, let's kick a field goal here. Let's go up 8. Okay, yeah, that's fine.
Yeah, that's a little bit of that lingering from last year.
Last year you would have got the stop. Most of the time you did. You couldn't get against Arkansas. You didn't get against Florida in regulation. But like most of the time you could rely on that defense. Until I see it in 2025. Until those guys get healthy, the points machine's got to go burr. It's got to go burr many times.
Still trying to figure out the identity of the team a little bit.
Peyton Lewis getting a 10 on his pass blocking. A 10. Hour 2 in the books. Hour 3 headlines coming at you. We'll talk some NFL. It's TalkSports on Fan Run Radio.
Check out our new and improved website at fanrunradio.com.
Dick's House of Sport at Westtown Mall is a destination devoted to sport, and it's your destination for exclusive events and experiences. Come visit a store like no other. Check out our 40-foot rock wall, golf performance center, Hit Tracks batting cage, and outdoor turf field. You can now rent our space for private events and birthday parties. Learn more about our events and exclusive product launches on Facebook and Instagram at Dick's House of Sport KNX. Dick's House of Sport, proud partner of Tennessee Athletics.
At Knoxville Insurance Group, they understand the challenges many consumers face when searching for insurance coverage. That's why whether it's for you, your family, or your business, they create a coverage plan specifically for your unique needs. Knoxville Insurance Group is an independent firm, which means they aren't beholden to just one insurance company. They search multiple companies, acting as your negotiator to find you the best possible policy and price. Start a quote in minutes at KnoxvilleInsuranceGroup.com or call them today at 865-694-9788.
Running a business, coaching a team, planning your next big event, you need more than just gear. You need SM Athletics and Logo Solutions. Custom uniforms, branded apparel, promotional products, done right, done fast, and built to show off your brand with pride. From local businesses to high schools to major universities, SM Athletics is trusted by winners. Get real service, get real quality, get noticed. SM Athletics and Logo Solutions, where your brand comes to life.
Visit smathletics.com and let's build something great together.
It's football time at Tennessee, so crack open a cold beer that doesn't fumble the flavor. Garage Beer is 100% beer-flavored beer. No gimmicks, just cold beer. Built for bonfires, backyards, and beating Bama. Garage Beer is proud to be brewed right here in the Volunteer State. So pick up a 12-pack today and look for the drive celebrating Football Fridays at select Garage Beer headquarters around town this fall. American-owned, Tennessee-brewed Garage Beer. 100% beer-flavored beer.
Are you tired of waiting on interest rates to drop before you start saving money? I'm Chris Burleson with University Lending Group, and I've got a better way. With a traditional closed-end mortgage, most of your payment goes straight to interest, not your balance. But with my Smart Loan, every deposit you make cuts your principal immediately and reduces interest in real time. On average, my clients pay off their mortgage in just 7 years. Call me today at 865-388-7634 or visit smartloantn.com and let's turn your income into financial freedom. NMLS number 332941.
You're listening to FM 105.7 and AM 1340, WKGN Knoxville, and W289CU Knoxville, Fan Run Radio.
In a world filled with deadlines and screens, sometimes we forget the simple joys of life, days filled with special moments. At Inward Half, we understand the essence of these moments. Feel the difference between our breathable fabrics and flexible apparel as you disconnect from the hustle and bustle and reconnect with what truly matters. Inward Half. Simple luxury for on and off the course.
Talk Sports. Talk Sports. Talk Sports.
Talk Sports. Talk Sports from 7 to 10. Overrated, underrated, a Wednesday. Fan Run Radio, Talk Sports said, not in my house, I ain't talking to Kimbe. Johnny Cody out here asking where the ops at. Tennessee Volunteers here for combat. It's the Cherokee Ghost, John Reed and Cody doing everything we can to bring Rocky Top back. Talk Sports from 7 to 10. Never leave a witness, never leave loose ends. Nico ain't nothing but a nuisance. 2026, we making new friends.
Talk Sports. Talk Sports. Talk Sports.
I got a DM from a listener. Listener that my boy, shout out to him. But he said the man they kept showing at the end of the game was Gilbert's dad. Is that right?
No idea.
You know the man I'm talking about, though?
Yeah.
I know the man you're talking about.
They're saying that's Gilbert's dad. That's Gilbert's dad.
How do we find parents in the crowd so easily? You know, outside of like Joey Aguilar's mom.
Yeah, I mean, I guess there's probably a parent section. I guess. I don't know. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't.
I mean, Big Nick, he was easy to find.
Yeah,
Joey's mama.
Just look for the biggest jackass in the crowd. You can find Big Nick.
Joey's mama, you know, she's easy to find. That was your chance, bub. I was letting you shoot your shot. You know,
so pretty.
The father is very present in all those pictures.
Oh, you've given up?
And
you don't want to break up a happy home. That's very nice of you, Bubba. That's very nice of you. I don't know if that was Max's dad or not. That's just what I was told. Maybe somebody else can confirm. Let's hit some Hour 3 headlines. What you got, Big Mac?
Thank you, John. UCLA fired their coach after the Bruins started 0-3, and also Virginia Tech fired theirs with the same 0-3 start. They took a home loss to Old Dominion. Just a terrible ass-kicking for the Hokies Saturday. Their coach was a guy named Brent Pry, whoever that is. He's now fired.
Former defensive coordinator at Penn State, and is maybe going to have to find a new place to go defensive coordinate, because as a head coach, that went very, very poorly.
It did. It did go poorly, and I tell you what else went poorly, and that was Arch Manning's game on Saturday. He says he must play better after being booed by his own fans at home. Another shaky performance for Texas.
They were booing Arch?
Yeah.
Oh, I missed that. I got to be honest. I didn't really see much from Saturday.
I didn't either.
The tailgate had Clemson, Georgia Tech on, so I saw Georgia Tech beat Clemson. I saw Lagway throw 8 interceptions. I know Texas A&M and Notre Dame went back and forth, and that was a classic game.
There were some officiating.
I went to bed in that one. I didn't watch it, but I watched the final drive. I saw NBC, tweet out the final drive the next morning of A&M going down the field to win. So I watched it. But outside of that, not really sure what happened on Saturday.
Yeah, I didn't see a lot either. It was kind of one of those big orange Vols Saturdays. Our focus was on Georgia. And
check some scores. Saw Ole Miss kick Arkansas's ass, offensively.
Yeah, not to go with the money monster, but that was a bad 30 minutes for me. It was like the game had just ended, and I told my buddy, I was like, yeah, I got the under 62.5 here in Ole Miss, Arkansas, and he was like, yeah, well, the over's about to hit in the first half.
Well, yeah, I just saw the halftime score, and I was like, oh, money monster.
I gotta say, I felt the same thing too. I didn't really ride with the money monster on that one, but I looked at the box score and saw that it was
1 quarter.
It was 45 points in 1 quarter, and I was like, what are you going to do? But then in the nightcap, karma kind of came back, and Boston College hit the over, and that was basically 1 quarter. So you win some, you lose some. But the money monster, he did hit his money monster guarantee, so he's 1-0 on guarantees, just for the record. Money monster guarantee was Tennessee plus 4.5. So, give the guy some credit.
Arch said, I got to play better. A lot of quarterbacks, a lot of players want to be great. I know I'm better than this. I keep thinking back to the guy. So some guy said, if Arch's last name was Jones, he'd be a 3-star. I don't remember who said that, but starting to look a lot like that way. He hadn't really done anything real impressive yet. So, but yeah, how about the Texas A&M Aggies kicking down the door on what they're calling a program-defining win over Notre Dame? Huge win for Texas A&M, who typically always underachieves. They'll find a way to go 8-4.
Well, it is a big win, but I'd like to see Notre Dame win some damn games before I crown them for beating them.
Well, you'll be glad to know they're still ranked, even though they're winless on the season.
They have had 2 heartbreaking losses. So, if they had played 2 cupcakes instead of those teams, it'd be 2-0, but. And be ranked still in the top 10, but I do give them credit for having those 2 games on the schedule. But being 0-2 and still being in the top 25 is kind of funny.
One of the things I take joy in every year is watching Texas A&M collapse, and I can't wait to see when it starts this year. They're 3-0. All that talent they got down there, they've looked good at every game. Defense got a little shaky in their first 2 games, but they are, I think their defense might be a problem for them. But at some point, Texas A&M will fall apart. I just wonder when it'll be on the schedule. They got Auburn this week. So we'll see how that goes. Danny White promises to fix things for the fans. I got to reading over some of these replies from Russell sent a tweet out about the the disaster in the stands. And I've come to realize a lot of this was happening around me. It was where I was at, GG, up in that area, HH. And I got to say, it was a total disaster up there. I like getting into the stadium. But like I said, we kind of just weaseled our way up through there. But there was a point where people were just standing like sheep, like cattle.
Be careful cutting people in line too. You're a public figure.
Yeah, well, they can see me publicly cut to the front of the line.
You got to represent.
I ain't messing the damn Pride of the Southland band.
You got to leave next time a little bit earlier.
Well, that wasn't the issue. For if you read over some of these replies, a lot of people are saying they left at 2:00 to go over there.
Oh yeah, I mean
people are saying it took an hour and a half standing up there. But I do recall now, we managed to find our way in, but I do recall for a bit there just being stuck standing amongst people like cattle. And but what we did was we cut over into HH instead of just standing there waiting, and we just went through the stands to GG, which was that's also tough because you gotta excuse me, sorry, miss, excuse me. Plus, you're half drunk. You're stumbling into people. Oh, I'm so sorry. Yes, excuse me, sir. Can I grab your shoulder? That sucked in itself, but we got in there. But yeah, Danny White says, Vol Nation, I owe many of you an apology. The experience getting into Neyland yesterday was not acceptable. The expanded South Concourse and Gate 9 Truly Plaza are intended to make ingress much better, and they will. But our plan was obviously not effective. It wasn't for lack of effort. It's proven to be difficult to predict traffic flow with new gates given our tight footprint. That's not an excuse. We missed the mark. That's on me. He says they're immediately looking at adjustments to the plan and vows to be better. Yeah. Thanks, Danny.
You think he'll have it fixed?
He says he's going to try. He says it gutted him to see our loyal fans so frustrated, and he's very sorry.
He says he dealt with it too, which I don't know if I believe. He might have seen it, but is there a special entrance for him? Does he don't have to go through the damn line, does he?
He ain't going through the damn line. Danny White.
He has to go down to the bottom, right?
Danny White's going through the damn line.
Well, no, I'm saying he's not, so I don't think he gets to say he experienced it. He didn't experience it.
He ain't going through no line.
I feel so empty inside after that loss. Every now and then it just hits.
Yeah, I feel you. We had it was a big recruiting weekend, though.
Yeah.
It's looking like we might flip this edge from Virginia Tech.
I think that's already happening.
I can't imagine why I'd want to leave Virginia Tech at a time like this.
We got a lot of edge rushers in this class, though. I mean, you could never have too many, I know, but
also had some big baseball guys around. Tony Vitello said Friday it was going to be like hurting All-Americans.
Lady Vols got a huge commitment.
Show some damn respect to Coach Kim.
Yeah.
Show some damn respect to Coach Kim as she got one of the top players in the country.
That was on
Big
the
O.
list.
Olivia Edwards.
That was on the list, too.
Show some respect. That's a big get for Kim and the gals. I think some places have her ranked as high as number 2.
Yeah, I saw like 2 or 4.
I saw 4 on the ones I looked at, but some have her as high as 2, which is kind of crazy. That's the type of players you need to kind of get back to winning a damn championship. That's the thing is like the weekend's still a big success. Like it'll still be a huge recruiting weekend. You'll still, get people on board. If you'd have paid it off with a victory, though, if you had just won the damn game, it would have been the perfect weekend. You just didn't make the kick.
Mike McDaniel said he's not worried about his job as the Dolphins start 0-2.
Yeah, they pay me anyways. They pay me one way or the other. He's getting fired. They were booing him in the first quarter. Now, the Dolphins did battle back. Looked like they scored the game-winning touchdown until the refs were like, actually, Achane stepped about a whole foot out of bounds.
Yeah, that was a big play there.
And then Tua couldn't get him in the end zone. Bad loss for them.
He says, I think if I worry about my job security, I won't be doing my job. and I think that inherently is against all things I believe in. Well, pretty soon he won't be doing his job because he won't have one. Tough loss for the Dolphins yet again.
He does look really goofy standing there, though, whenever things are going poorly. He's one of those coaches that I think you like when things are going good, but when they're bad, like you just hate
sunglasses.
him. Yeah, just his whole little nerdy demeanor, the look, the sunglasses.
Look at me, I'm in Miami, the sun's shining.
Yeah, like I feel like it's all fun and games when you're beating up on bad teams, but when you're getting your ass kicked, it looks very infuriating.
Yeah. Clemson dropped out of the top 25. How about that? Pretty wild.
Who could have seen that coming? Dabo had the boys back after beating SMU.
Yeah, only other thing I want to do is just give a shout out to my friend Clint and his boy Charles Asher, who turns 3 today. Happy birthday to Charles Asher. He's a loyal
he's a freak.
Viewer of the show.
He's a freak. He
may be our youngest freak. He watches every day on YouTube.
Charles Asher. Shout out to him, the front runner for Freak of the Week. Happy birthday. We can't sing or else we'll get in trouble, but just know happy birthday. Happy birthday. We now have our youngest freak. We need to know who the oldest is. We need to figure out who the oldest is.
Judging by some of the comments in this chat, I got a couple of guys I think who might be in their 80s. Some of the things they say in the chat, but I won't call them out by name.
Shout out to Charles Asher. Happy birthday.
We're like his Scooby-Doo. Every morning when he eats his cereal. I was thinking about that. You know, when I was a kid, I was watching like Scooby-Doo every morning. That's what I would do. But he's watching this radio show.
Nothing like letting Cody McClure mold young brains in Knoxville.
Yeah. Yeah. Who would you rather?
Arkansas.
Who would you rather do? Huh?
Well, he said Knoxville. I said no. This guy's in Arkansas.
Oh yeah,
we're region wide, Sam. Yeah. Cody's disease has reached over state lines.
Maybe even over international borders. You never know who's listening. We got people in Australia and Germany, all over the place. Iraq. I don't know about Iraq, but a lot of places.
This has to be a bad feeling for, I know we were kind of mean to Sham. But now I'm looking at Cole Kubelik's tweet as he's like doing his whole rundown of like all the SEC teams. 75, 53, 56, and 75 brought intensity on the O-line. If you notice, that's 4 offensive linemen. The one number.
Did he say 75 twice?
75, 53, 56, and 75. Yeah, he did say it. Did say it twice. Mo. Yeah, he left off Perry too, but maybe I was.
He must have meant one of those being Perry.
I assumed, I guess, that Perry was going to be the second 75. I feel like he was doing a left to right type of thing there, but maybe not. I guess not if he had a 53 second. Either way, maybe 2 offensive linemen. I get to look around. That's good. Any other headlines you want to get to?
That's all I got. I mean, we just got general football scores and such, but.
All right, then we'll get to a little NFL. We'll talk some more college. It's a Monday football recap show. We'll hit it all. And what we don't hit, we'll hit tomorrow. Stick with us. It's Talk Sports on Fan Run Radio.
For the fans, by the fans. This is Fan Run Radio, Knoxville.
Located in Knoxville's historic Old City, Barley's offers great food, live music, the best draft beer selection in town, and now your new favorite place to watch sports. Their indoor projector is perfect for any weather, and they've revamped their upstairs area with more TVs to take in all of the action. Their menu features hand-battered chicken tenders, juicy burgers, fresh salads, and the tastiest pizza in Knoxville. You can enjoy their happy hour drink specials daily from open until 6 p.m. Barley's Tap Room and Pizzeria.
Hey, Vols fans, Cody Brown here. I grew up right here in Tennessee and know what it means when someone says, I've got your back. That's why you can trust Farm Bureau Insurance of Tennessee. Whether it's your home, your vehicle, your family's future, or the business you built from the ground up, we will show up for all of your insurance needs. We are Tennesseans who understand what matters, which is doing right by you. Insurance is not all about just paperwork and policies, but it's about the people we insure every day. So if you want insurance that hits home, give me a call at 865-992-3871. Go Vols.
Hey, football fans, this is Stats.
And this is the Sheik. And together we are the Cover Boys. And we cover college football like no one else.
Each week, we preview all the big games in college football. And we may not tell you who's going to win, but we'll tell you who's going to cover.
Our patented right sides are clicking at 66% against the spread all time.
So join us right here every Friday evening at 8 for the Cover Boys on the official voice of Tennessee fans, Fan Run Radio.
And enjoy the winners, everyone.
Yee-haw! I've been hooting and hollering ever since I started betting with the VIP Play app. VIP Play has more than 200 leagues, every bet type you can imagine, live betting and live hosts, all with 24/7 support from real live people when you need them. Start betting better with the VIP Play app today.
Don't be a better, be a better with VIP Play today.
Download VIP Play today or head to VIPPlayApp.com. Make sure you use the promo code FANRUN to take advantage of their welcome bonus and so they know that we sent you. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-88-99789. Must be 21 or older and located in Tennessee to bet.
A brand built in Tennessee and born from the love of the game. Inward Half revolutionizes golfing comfort. Crafted by a former pro and dedicated enthusiast just like you, our luxury performance wear guarantees you stay cool and comfortable through every swing and every day. We're not just a brand. We've set out to create a lifestyle for those who understand that impeccable style and premium performance are a hole-in-one. Enjoy the walk-in with Inward Half.
Yeah, it's another day, but what kind of day is it really? A day of doom scrolling? Laundry day? Nah, it's a White Claw day. Light and refreshing tasting, uniquely cold way filtered. There's an iconic flavor for everyone. So grab a pack, grab your friends. Make the most of each day with those who matter most. When you're together with White Claw, every day is a once-in-a-lifetime experience. You just gotta grab it. White Claw. Grab life by the claw. Please drink responsibly. Hard seltzer with flavors. White Claw Seltzer Works, Chicago, Illinois.
News in your headlines. Did you not care about anything that happened at the Emmys?
No, I didn't even know they were happening.
VFL Tremel Tillman took on the Emmy for Outstanding Supporting Actor in a Drama Series.
Good for him.
The first black man to ever win the award.
That's cool.
Trailblazer. VFL Tremel Tillman. Outstanding Supporting Actor. Here you go. Here's what he looks like in case you want to.
I know what he looks like. I saw
okay.
him.
Well, there he is. In case you ever need to know what he looks like.
Good for him.
Best Supporting Actor on TV as a Vol. You see the video of those two country guys trying to get into a fight? Did you watch that video? Zach Bryan?
No.
Gavin Adcock. Sam, did you watch it?
I did.
What'd you think?
Was that at the Emmys?
No, it was outside of a music festival. What'd you think about it? Because I said it was the first time Zach Bryan's looked cool in a while, and some people have said he didn't look cool in that video, which I vehemently disagree with. But I think if you scale a barbed wire fence to whip somebody's ass, you look pretty cool.
So did he actually fight him?
No, because the guy backed up. Like the other guy was backpedaling and was like, I'm not doing this. He
just climbed over barbed. I didn't really see much blood from him.
Well, I don't know about the blood, but like you can see that his pants get ripped.
Yeah,
like because he climbs over one of those, like it's one of those security, like
where it's like
it's three
angled,
things coming out, and like he's climbing up the side. You're not supposed to climb over. I thought he looked pretty cool doing it.
Let's take a look.
I thought it was pretty cool.
Guys are talking trash to you for a long time, and you're there face to face on the other side of the fence. He tries to say something, and then you hop this fence. I think it's pretty cool, especially because I hate that other guy from what I've seen of him.
He's a douche like outside of music, but then like I think he makes some pretty decent music sometimes, so it kind of sucks.
I never listened to one of his songs.
He's got a pretty good voice.
I just know if you're the guy acting like you're an outlaw, Billy Badass, and somebody hops the fence, come whip your ass. You can't back up and start pointing and take your phone out to record and
Who's the other guy?
Some guy named Gavin Adcock. He played football apparently.
Yeah, he did. I think App State.
Okay, I was gonna say I know somebody said the Sun Belt, but he runs his mouth all the time.
He should be able to whip Zach Bryan's ass.
I mean, I don't know. Zach's a drunken sailor. I mean, I don't know.
He's
I mean,
still like 5'8".
Can you play it again?
Yeah, I mean, I've never seen either one of them fight, but all I know is one jumped over this fence, was willing to cut himself up, and then the other guy's backpedaling, pointing, security, help, security, get him under control.
I mean, the guy in the cowboy hat looks like he would whip his ass, but I don't know if that means he would.
He's pretty thick, and like I say, he's got a military background. I don't know if he'd win the fight or not. I know he was wanting to fight though. I'll give him credit for that.
Both just a couple of chubby drunks.
There's another video before, like a different one, where the guy, like, they're on the other side, and like before he climbs the fence, the other guy calls him meow. So then he hops the fence and goes show him he's not a meow, and the other one's like, "Help! Security! Help me!"
Why are they going at it? What's the problem?
One guy's just been running his mouth a lot.
About what?
He's trying to do the whole "I'm an outlaw" thing and just making fun of other people. And I'm an outlaw. I'm popular. I'm cool, even though he's not that popular and he's not an outlaw. He's just trying to play that whole gimmick and always talking trash online. And I guess somebody's going to finally. He has guys even talking about Beyonce too. He's just trying to like ride that wave of like, I'm an instigator. I'm doing this. But
this guy thinks he's Waylon Jennings.
Yeah, with the vest and everything, you could tell he's definitely going for that old.
He looks like he thinks he's Waylon Jennings.
Yeah. He's like,
I mean, that right there, that's him. That looks like Waylon Jennings.
He's cosplaying. He's cosplaying, and
I'd love to hear one of his songs.
And Sam said it was good. I don't know. I've never heard him. I heard like they played some on the Instagram videos I saw where he's like talking tough in the lyrics. Bad luck if you're going to run away from a guy that's 5'8".
I mean, the guy is 100% trying to look like Waylon Jennings.
Oh, 100%. Yeah, he's trying to act like him too.
Like with this goatee, with the necklace, the hair, the everything.
No, whenever people talk about like industry plants, like this is kind of what you look like here. But I was curious if you saw that.
Yeah.
What's the thing that stood out the most to you from yesterday's NFL action? JJ McCarthy, an absolute bum on Sunday night. I thought maybe the end of that Bears game, week 1, maybe that would unlock something in him. Maybe they'd be a little bit more comfortable. And that was not the case. He was terrible.
I'd like to take a little credit for where Cody was right.
Okay.
We've heard a lot of where John was right today.
Where was Cody right?
I think on the Vikings, my Vikings pick about them not being all that great with J.J. McCarthy. I thought that them not having a quarterback in place, like even with all that talent, like I thought Sam Darnold really overachieved last year, and I thought J.J. McCarthy, I mean, he looks like a step back.
He has been through 2 games. Like I said, I thought maybe the fourth quarter against the Bears would give him some confidence, but it did not. He was awful. Now, I will say about the Vikings, the next 3 games they have, I wouldn't do my victory lap just yet because as a young quarterback, he's got some time to get right. A home game against the Bengals with no offensive line and a backup quarterback. Old-ass Aaron Rodgers in London. And then the Browns and Joe Flacco or Dylan Gabriel in London or overseas somewhere in Europe. So
the Browns will probably give him hell.
Possibly.
That defense, but
possibly. But I just say the Vikings could very easily win those next 3 games and be 4-1, and he could maybe have figured some things out and gotten a little bit more comfortable. Your boy Jordan Addison could make a return and kind of open up that offense a little bit.
Yeah, it's not the worst 3-game stretch to be facing.
They dealt with some offensive line injuries. I thought really the story last night was more about that Falcons defense. They really heavily invested in their defense this offseason.
James Pierce.
They traded back up to get James Pierce after taking another, defensive pass rusher. So they really said, hey, we're going to fix this. We're going to make sure this is good. And they were dominant last night. Now, part of that, again, is because of J.J. McCarthy messing up, but I thought he was under pressure a lot. I mean, 6 sacks. They were wreaking havoc. On the offensive side of the ball, though, like Michael Penix didn't look very good. Drake London can't hold on to the damn ball when he catches it. When he does catch it, he fumbles.
Yeah.
But Bijan looked awesome against a really good run defense. So, them taking Robinson and Algier and running the ball down their throat over 220 yards. I mean, that's a pretty big statement.
It was a statement. They couldn't really punch it in the red zone.
No,
from a lot of the game that I watched, it was just
they couldn't.
Ton of field goal kicking.
Yep,
which was just an annoying game. But really, I mean, yeah, Atlanta just they dominated. They dominated Minnesota,
and that's a team that gets Carolina this weekend before a home game against Washington. They got an early bye week, but they could be 3-1. Hell, they could have beaten Tampa.
They'll be in the wild card race.
I think they'll be in the wild card race, but they'll also be right there in that division race too.
Yeah,
I feel like they're going to be. I think they're going to be a problem this year with that defense. We'll see. Sam, what about you? What stood out to you from NFL Sunday Week 2?
I didn't get a chance to watch a ton of NFL yesterday. The Bears were an absolute disaster.
The Lions love nothing more than hanging 52 on a team at home and making you think that they're something special.
Well, especially on their former offensive coordinator that everyone said was the reason that they were so good offensively. Like, they can't really do anything on their end offensively. Meanwhile, the Lions looked like the Lions are supposed to look. I think that tells me that Green Bay's defense really good. I also think that tells me not to overreact to week 1, which we already knew. The Lions offense looks like it'll be fine. Now, I don't know if it'll click the same way all year like it did with Ben Johnson, but the whole Jared Goff 0-19 without Ben Johnson and Sean McVay, that looks a little less worrisome after they hung up 50 and Amon-Ra St. Brown is running around doing whatever he wants to them, and Jahmyr Gibbs looked really fast again, and then Jamison Williams gets over the top. They still got some talent. From the Bears' perspective, they spent a top 10 pick on a tight end. He had 0 catches. They spent a second-round pick on a wide receiver. He had 0 catches. They spent a second-round pick on a left tackle. He was a healthy scratch. They spent a second-round pick on a defensive tackle. He was a healthy scratch. So, like, some top-end blue-chip talent. I think they whiffed on all of them.
But let's sign the GM to a contract extension.
Was that tight end you were referring to, Colston Loveland?
It was.
Yeah, I got him in fantasy too. That was fun. The Bears, man, are just the Bears. I don't know what could ever change in Chicago for there to be an offense. Maybe it's just going to have to be building that big new stadium and making it an indoor place.
They're in an indoor place yesterday, though. Like, it wasn't weather that stopped them.
But they're just used to playing those.
I know,
16 to 13 games.
It's just a haunted spirit.
But they hired Ben Johnson. He's supposed to be a genius. Like, Caleb Williams is supposed to be this. I mean, I know he's not, but they were calling him a generational type of prospect. Coming out again. I know he's not. I wasn't the one saying it, but like, if you can't get it with Ben Johnson and Caleb Williams, you just might not be getting it.
Chicago, man, is just they're just Chicago.
Hell,
some things in sports just stay the same.
Rome Odunze finally looked like he could play wide receiver at a high level. I mean, he had a great game. DJ Moore's pretty good, yet you add all that up and it's still just blah.
Some things in sports stay the same always. The Bills choking at the biggest moment. The Bears never seeing the biggest moment, or at least since 1985,
Yeah.
I mean, I know they were good back then, but hell, that's 40 years ago.
There are some things you can rely on.
Yeah.
Certain teams ain't going to have a kicker. Certain teams ain't going to be able to make kicks when it matters.
Alabama Crimson Tide, no kicker.
Yeah.
Josh Heupel losing to Kirby Smart.
Yeah. Too soon.
Yeah, I don't like that one.
The Grizzlies aren't going to hit threes when it matters. They ain't going to have any shooting. The 49ers are going to get injured. I mean, Titans are going to lose at home. Yeah. Sam, it's been 315 days since the Titans have won inside Nissan Stadium.
Wait, what was that stat?
It has been 315 days since the Titans have won at Nissan Stadium.
Oh, well, that's just a year, right?
Not yet. We're almost there. We're basically 10 and a half, maybe 11 months coming up soon.
I thought, that's not. I mean, so they at least won one home game last year.
Yeah.
That's good.
Yeah, they beat the Patriots.
Yeah.
And then Callahan was crying.
Well, if they don't do it next week, it's gonna be another month before we play at home, pretty much.
And who's coming in?
The Colts. The 2-0 Colts. The Colts offense. I mean, the Colts offense has been humming. I mean, the Colts offense looks really good.
Second leading passer in the NFL, Daniel Jones.
Colts coming in as 3.5-point favorites. Cam Ward, I thought, his first touchdown was kind of fitting. I thought, the schoolyard kind of roll around show off the arm. Ayo Manor, I mean, that guy's a beast. I do think the Titans, it feels like hit the draft with him and Helm and Ward. Like, it does feel like you got 3 difference makers there, 3 guys that are going to be solid guys, but another offseason, the offensive line being a complete disaster.
Too much improvising from Ward, or is that necessary?
No, I didn't think there was too much improvising from Ward on yesterday. I just thought that the Titans defense, They couldn't block. I mean, they still can't block. Ward's been sacked 11 times. Now, some of those are on him. Don't get me wrong. Some of those are on him.
Yeah.
I didn't really feel like that was the case too much yesterday. That was more so like your right tackle that you're relying on. He's out with an injury. His replacement sucks. And the left tackle got just whipped.
Well, the Rams are good, man, up front. That Jared Verse and Big Byron Young. What they call them, the stepbrothers.
Yeah, they got a funny T-shirt.
Yeah,
that's cool.
Jared Verse, looking at him just sitting on the bench, like he looks like a monster.
Well, him and Young sitting next together, like one's like hooked to the oxygen tank, and they're both just sitting there after a wrecking shop. You're like, this is really cool. Like, that was a heaven sent for that defense, because that defense, like the rent was coming due on the Rams, kind of like neglecting first round picks and trading them all. And it looked like, hey, this defense is going to take a beating for that, but they found a stud in Byron Young, and they were able to get Verse, who's a difference maker, and now all of a sudden the defense is okay. Then you got Landman.
No,
he says, I'm not Landman, it's Landman.
Fisk,
Landman.
Yeah,
they pick on him.
They got a lot of talent, and Stafford was out there throwing dimes again. Devontae Adams looks rejuvenated, and Puka is a monster. The question is, can Puka stay healthy this year? Because he's taking some hard hits, and can Matthew Stafford's back hold up? If they can, then the Rams are going to win that division, and they'll be maybe the biggest threat to the Eagles.
I think if Stafford can hold up, I think that the Rams are going to be right there, probably in the NFC Championship.
Cam Ward's been sacked 11 times through his first 2 career games. No quarterback has been sacked more over their first 2 games in the last 75 seasons.
I feel like that's that stat's wrong. I was seeing that this morning.
Okay, I'm just going off NFL. NFL on CBS is where I got that from.
Because I think David Carr got sacked like 13 times.
Yeah, maybe it was like a non-expansion team. I don't know.
So it's not that bad.
David Carr, a guy who had his career completely ruined, by the Texans.
Have the Titans considered, getting an offensive line?
They've tried. That's the thing, is they've spit in free agency. They signed their left tackle. They signed their center in free agency. And the center was supposed to be a stud. I mean, I know he tore his Achilles. He's battling back from that. Left tackle is kind of, we'll see. But, yeah, they've spent 2 top 10 picks on the offensive line to go along with it. Now, Latham was out. And, look, the last, kind of defense I'll make of the Titans' offensive line is I do think, at least at the time of the game yesterday, I was like, okay, so Denver's defensive line in Denver, really, really tough. This Rams defensive line with your backup right tackle, really, really tough. Now, Denver ended up getting shredded by Indianapolis, so maybe that defense not quite as good as we thought. But also, I'll give them one more week. If they can't do better against this Colts defense, then we got, it's panic button, red button. Let's just focus on the draft already. Is kind of where I'll be if they lose to this Colts team on Sunday. So we'll see.
Jared Verse, by the way, all-time what if Tennessee Vol.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's a freak.
The Steelers, week 1 overreaction, them beating the Jets. Turns out that wasn't a very good win.
Well, they handed the damn Seahawks a touchdown. Like, literally just let them have it. Did you see that play?
I did. Yeah. I did. It was 17-14, and then a kickoff bounces in the field of play, goes into the end zone, and the Steelers returner just runs off the field, and the Seahawks run down and cover up a touchdown and score a touchdown and takes it to 24-14.
Yeah, that kind of screwed them. I mean,
I'm out of my survivor pool. I had the Steelers yesterday.
Oh, no.
Yeah, I didn't think there was any great picks yesterday, but I thought, hey, the Steelers at home, Seahawks traveling to, the Eastern time zone, playing at 10 a.m. local. I'll take my chances.
Good logic.
Was up 14-7 at half. I was like, okay, this is fine. It's all right. And then, they get outscored 24-3 in the second half, and it was not all right. It was not all right.
Yeah. Well, you win some, you lose some. I guess you only lose one in a survivor pool.
That is true. You do not live to fight another day. You're out. Other than that, we kind of already talked about the Jaguars blowing that game to the Bengals, letting Jake Browning cook them, giving up that lead. Brian Thomas Jr.'s alligator arms, Trevor Lawrence and Liam Cohen already beefing.
Scoring is up in the NFL, generally.
Is that the case? Because last week it was not. On Monday it was not. Or excuse me, well, I guess on Monday or Tuesday of last week. After week one was over, the scoring was pretty low.
I saw a stat that said...
Now, yesterday, the Giants and Cowboys, they explode. The Bengals and Jaguars explode. The Rams score 30. The Patriots and Dolphins score a bunch of points. The Bills score 30. The Ravens and Browns get to 58 combined. It was definitely up yesterday. Yesterday was over.
Well, the stat that I saw was like each game, the total average was like 54 points or something.
Which is really impressive when you see that, that the week ended with Falcons-Vikings and a field goal fest.
Well, yeah, that was terrible. But up until that point, you had some really, really fun games. I want to say it was the most in a long, long time. I don't have the stat offhand, but they were averaging like 52 to 54 points on the total, which was the most in a long time for a day of action in the NFL.
Well, we got two more games tonight, a doubleheader. The Texans, who are 0-1, 2.5-point favorites at home against Tampa Bay. That's at 7 o'clock. Then the second game of the doubleheader, Raiders, Chargers, inside the spaceship out in Las Vegas. Which game do you care more about? Which one do you find more intriguing? Is there a side or a line you like in these games?
I like both games, but I don't think I'm going to be able to watch Chargers Raiders.
That's a late
10 p.m.
Yeah, it's tough.
I hate the doubleheaders.
How do we do that?
I kind of like them, but I don't like them now that I have to be up in the morning. But at the same time, I know that I'll be trying to fight to the end of it. Plus, I got to ride my Raiders. I gotta enjoy this night with them. I gotta watch Geno Smith sling the pill.
Got to stay up till 1 a.m. to watch that?
It'll be more like 1:15. We'll see. We'll see how it goes.
Jeez. Could they not start it at 9? Could we not have done like 6 and 9? Yeah, both games are interesting. I think both could go either way. I mean, I like Baker Mayfield a lot. And the Buccaneers, I've got several of their players I've invested in.
Baker struggled last week. Against the Falcons, but I got to say, after last night, I don't view that as alarming as I did for most of the week leading into this game.
No, that's just a good quality win.
Yeah, you beat that Falcons team on the road. You put that drive together to win. All of a sudden, I look and I say, okay, you know what? That's a really gutsy win. Now they got to go up against the top defense again with the Texans, or at least on paper. People had that Texans defense penciled into the top 5.
I think that'll be a fun game. I'd lean with the Bucs because I like Baker. I think he's a winner. Chargers Raiders is interesting because you'll see how do the Chargers respond after finally taking down the Chiefs, and then the Raiders, are they for real? Because you believe in them this year. Many believe in the Raiders to be a contender this year. So.
Well, I think that's maybe my big takeaway just after yesterday is it does feel like there's a legitimate chance that all 4 AFC West teams get in the playoffs.
I don't think that can happen, but I mean, I know it can mathematically, but I feel like that would be. When's the last time that happened?
Well, I mean, it would have never happened because it was impossible.
Well, not
until the playoffs went to 7.
Well, yeah, but did the NFC East do?
And they have 3. There's been plenty of conferences get 3 in.
Yeah,
but you couldn't do 7.
Oh yeah.
There's only 2 wild cards, and the 7th playoff spot's only been there for I guess 5 years now at this point, 4 years.
It seems unlikely that one division would get all their teams in, but I guess it is possible.
I don't know. I just look at the other teams in the AFC. Like, I'm riding the Dolphins off. I'm riding the Jets off. We'll say the Patriots are alive for now, although I don't like what I see from them either. I'm riding the Browns off.
Bengals are cooked.
I'll give the Steelers a little bit of respect, but I'm ready to write them off the next sign of trouble. The Bengals, yeah, if Burrow's going to be out for 3 months, that feels like trouble for them. The Titans, write them off. I'll keep the Texans, Jags, and Colts alive for now, but like that leads you to the AFC West, and like assuming the Chiefs are going to somewhat figure this out, then yeah, I think there's a chance that all 4 of those teams make the make the playoffs, because I just don't really like any of the wild cards in the AFC otherwise.
Yeah, I mean, Patriots, Jags, Colts, maybe
Yeah, we'll see if the Colts are legit. The Colts right now look, I mean, obviously they're 2-0, they're undefeated, so this isn't a hot take, but the Colts look the part so far through 2 weeks. Now, whether or not Daniel Jones turns back into a pumpkin, we'll see, but
the AFC West is going to be a slog.
Although maybe it's a little overrated. Maybe the Chiefs aren't going to figure it out. Maybe the Broncos defense isn't quite as good as we thought it was. Maybe Bo Nix will have some second-year learning curve, problems. Maybe that happens. We'll see.
Well, it's the NFL,
Sam, you got a pick for the doubleheader tonight? No? You ain't got to force it, baby. If you ain't got one, don't worry about it. I'm taking the Raiders plus 3.5, though.
Yeah, I do like that one. I don't really like anything in the Bucs-Texans game. That game, it's more of like a same-game parlay. Bet some individual guys instead of the whole game, I think, for me.
It's going to be a Road Warriors night. Bucks and Chargers both win on the road. That's my parlay.
Last call on the other side. Stick with us. It's Talk Sports on Fan Run Radio.
Big Orange Country's home for sports. This is Fan Run Radio.
The number one problem we see at our clinic is delaying treatment. ED can get worse.
Book your appointment right now. Call 865-544-8220. Prefer privacy? Book online in under 30 seconds at menspronknoxville.com.
At our clinics, men's sexual health is the whole job. Look, I'm a normal guy too. I hate going to the doctor, but we've helped so many guys in here just like you. Even if pills have failed, our medical team is going to take the time to talk you through it. Same day in-house lab, and the treatments, well, they could change your life.
Your local medical team has your back. ED, performance, Peyronie's, size and shape modeling. We tailor what works for you.
I'll get to the point. Can you imagine epic performance and epic sex? Yeah, I said it.
A stronger you is closer than you think. We're available right now. Call 865-544-8220 or book in 30 seconds or less at menspronknoxville.com. Men's Pro Knoxville, making it happen.
For over 3 years, Crumble Cookies has served the Knoxville area. From Clinton Highway to Parkside Drive, even our friends out in Maryville have reached you, our fans, with the best cookies in the game. This fall, Crumble is gearing up for yet another fantastic season. Whether you're tailgating or looking for a pick-me-up after getting the kids from school, Crumble has you covered. Download the Crumble app to check out this week's rewards and features. And stop on by. Tell them Fan Run sent you, but don't miss the cookies.
At Knoxville Insurance Group, they understand the challenges many consumers face when searching for insurance coverage. That's why whether it's for you, your family, or your business, they create a coverage plan specifically for your unique needs. Knoxville Insurance Group is an independent firm, which means they aren't beholden to just one insurance company. They search multiple companies, acting as your negotiator to find you the best possible policy and price. Start a quote in minutes at KnoxvilleInsuranceGroup.com or call them today at 865-694-9788.
Are you tired of spending hours on laundry and ironing? Let Crown Cleaners handle your dry cleaning so you can handle your business. Our expert team can take care of your clothes, removing stains and wrinkles like they were never there. Whether it's your best suit or everyday attire, we handle it all at Crown Cleaners. Say goodbye to laundry stress and hello to extra free time. Crown Cleaners, Big Orange Country's imperial dry cleaning service since the 1960s. Online at crowncleaners.com.
Ready to launch your career? Axle Logistics is a leading third-party logistics company where excellence is an energy. With an award-winning culture, Axle proves that positive outcomes come from a positive environment and a work hard, play hard mentality. At Axle, the drive for success is infectious. And with an uncapped commission structure, hard work isn't just noticed, it's rewarded. For those with big goals and even bigger dreams, Axle Logistics is the place to start your career. The program. Cody, as we wrap up this Monday edition, let's hit our final thoughts on Tennessee, Georgia, at least for today. Your big thoughts coming out of the game. Mine, macro stuff, Love Tennessee's receivers. I hope Josh Heupel looks at that, looks at Star Thomas and says, hey, we got the horses here to go out and score 40 points a game again. We can do that. Because on the other side of the ball, one of my big takeaways is that the defense right now, as constructed, is not it. Like I don't think your linebackers are good enough. Your safeties ain't good enough. You can't play that style of football you played last year and have any type of success. Like I think we all know that, but I think it's worse than even I thought originally. Watching some of these highlights, I mean, our safeties are just lost, man. Our safeties can't tackle. They can't get to the damn point of attack. Maybe I wouldn't be so mad about the linebacker, Sam, if our safeties were coming up and kind of cleaning some stuff up. But the safety play, pretty abysmal.
Snap and clear, get healthy. On to Birmingham. Use this week to get better. That's all you can do. I don't want to see a damn hangover. I want the boys to move on from Georgia. And, we don't need one of these where we come out in the first half and look sluggish. Because UAB, I mean, that's a team that should give you a little more trouble than an ETSU could. I mean, it's not going to be a game that you're worried about losing. But I want to see the boys come out and look crisp and see them tackling well and get a little confidence back on the defense and mainly just get healthy. And then we'll ride on to Starkville.
Sam, your big takeaways?
I'm kind of with Cody there. I do feel like, just making sure that a game like that doesn't kind of snowball in the wrong way and knowing that, you were so close and don't let that kind of affect the preparation here in the next couple weeks because – you just got to go out there and you got to get a couple tough road wins. And I think it was a learning experience for a lot of young guys that were on that team. And I think a lot of young guys flashed as well, but that's kind of that first taste of that big game environment and things didn't exactly go your way, but a lot of positives, a lot of things to clean up. I do think if you have just one of those corners or one of those defensive linemen out there, I think there's a big difference in that game. So just get healthy and continue to, to progress as the season goes on because I think there's still playoff hopes in front of you.
Definitely playoff hopes still in front of you. Like I said, your odds only dropped to plus 210. And had you won, you'd have become like a minus favorite. You'd have been down there in the minus 200 range probably. So, I mean, like there was a lot lost by not winning that game. But you're still fine. You're still fine. Now, I will say, like, my big takeaway from the weekend and kind of looking is, like, feel like there's a good chance that there's a lot of 10-2 teams this year. I know it took care of itself last year, and you kept telling me it would, but, like, this year, like, Ole Miss didn't stumble against Kentucky. You look at their schedule, and, that 10-2 might be on the table. 10-2 could be on the table for LSU, for Missouri. Like, there's Oklahoma. Like, there's some teams out there. That's not even counting, Texas and Georgia and Alabama, of course. There's a lot of teams out there with the way the schedule's set up.
Well, you'll have an opportunity to give Oklahoma a loss late in the season.
Sure.
I was listening to Brooks, like, Sunday morning recap on my drive home yesterday, and he talked about how you're going to get 4 SEC teams into the playoff most likely. And he was just saying, like, I can't look around the conference and see two teams better than Georgia or Tennessee at the moment.
Well, no, I agree. I agree with that take. The problem is, like, Tennessee's, if Tennessee had 0 losses coming out of there, you're like, hey, you got some wiggle room. But now you already have the 1 loss. And look, as down as Alabama may be, as down as they've been without Nick Saban, it's still going on the road to Tuscaloosa. You know what I mean? Like, it's still going there and having to win on the road, and it's tough to do that against average teams, much less teams loaded with talent. And Ty Simpson, to his credit, has put up good statistical games the last 2 weeks. Now we'll see what he does when the competition ramps back up, but that's still going to be a tough ask for Tennessee to go in and beat Alabama on the road. And if they don't, that means you got to be perfect everywhere else. You're not allowed any slip-ups.
Is that the toughest game left on the schedule, you believe for sure?
Tennessee at Alabama?
At Alabama.
Yeah, I think I have to say it is.
Yeah.
I think
they've done exactly what I expected them to do after week 1 is kind of bounce back and show you that they still got some fight in them. But I don't think that necessarily means that's a good team.
No, and look, they have a bye week. So does Georgia, and then they have a huge game on Saturday the 27th at Georgia, and we'll see.
If Georgia pounds their eyes shut in that game,
I am rooting for Georgia moving forward. It sucks, but that's just kind of the way it has to be. You kind of just need to root for Georgia to take care of business, to hand Alabama a second loss, to hand Auburn a loss, to hand Ole Miss a loss, to hand Texas a loss. You need them to kind of be your wrecking crew now.
it's going to be a fight. I still maintain, as always, that ever since this 12-team playoff came about, that a 10-2 Tennessee gets in. I still believe in that the other things will sort out. But, we don't have a lot of room for error.
Well, it ties into what we talked about before, Oklahoma, Michigan. I do think it's going to behoove Tennessee that Oklahoma won that game. It makes the SEC look better. It makes Oklahoma look better. Because if you lose at Alabama, there's still a chance for you to at least knock a couple quality wins off. Like Mississippi State should be a ranked team now. They could be ranked and then go like 4-8, or 5-7, not even make a damn bowl game. But
need to root for Arkansas to beat Notre Dame here in a couple of weeks.
Need to root for Arkansas to beat Notre Dame. Yep. And just kind of give you at least some good quality, like 7-win teams on your schedule. But it sucks. But moving forward, I will be rooting for Georgia to kind of start handing some teams some losses.
Well, now we know for a fact that if this team makes the playoff, it will mean that we've won either in Tuscaloosa or in Gainesville for the first time in 20 years. So that's got to happen.
The line for UAB is out. You want to take a guess at it?
35.5. I don't know. Just
Samuel?
Just a number.
48.5.
Cody, congrats to you. You're the winner. 38.5 is the early line.
We're going to smoke Trent Dilfer.
Is he still there?
He's got a big win. He beat Akron. They beat Akron 31-28.
That's huge.
It is for him. Hell, every win for them is huge. 38.5. I mean, we know the deal with Josh Heupel and these opponents. It's usually a pad the stats, score as many points as possible. You do worry a little bit about the hangover.
Yeah, this one may not be a 70-burger game. I mean, UAB should be a better team than ETSU, but
licking your wounds a little bit, you might not come in and just have pedal to the metal the whole time. You might actually be because it'd be tough to be back inside Neyland Stadium, and if you were there on Saturday against Georgia and bring the same energy. So I think it'd be tough for the fans. I think it'd be tough for the players.
I think you could see them take a little anger out on a bad team, though, too.
That's also in play, and like we talked about, Josh Heupel's really done that throughout his time. So 38.5, the early line there. That'll do it for us, Sam. Good job by you. Bubba, excellent job as always. Bubba was really good in that last hour. He was locked in, laser focused. Shout out to Bubba. Cody, good job. You can hear the playbook with William Pattison today at 1 p.m. William Pattison getting the call up to the 1 p.m. slot with the playbook. Make sure to stay locked in on Fan Run Radio. The Tony Basilio Show coming up next. Stay locked in on Fan Run Radio.